is the oldest branch of physics. It deals with the study of bodies and systems and the forces acting on them. So uh, when we say bodies, it is either at state of motion or at rest. Okay, so dalawa lang yan. Again, at rest or in motion. So, dyan nahati yung ating engineering mechanics. So, under ng engineering mechanics, so divided yan into two. We have statics and dynamics. So, when we say statics, it is the study of forces and the effects of forces upon bodies at rest. So, ang keyword natin kapag sinabing statics is the effects of forces on upon the body's at rest. Okay? When we say dynamics, it is the study of motion and effects of forces on moving bodies. Okay? So ang ating dynamics is subdivided into two parts. We have kinematics and kinetics. Okay? Pag sinabing kinematics, it is the study of motion without forces. Saan ba pwedeng magsulat? So kinematics is study of motion without forces. Then pag sinabing kinetics, it is the study of forces and their effects in acceleration. Okay. Now let us define yung quantities na gagamitin natin in solving engineering mechanics. So we have scalar quantity and vector quantity. So when we say scalar, quantities with magnitude only. The example is mass, distance, speed, work, and current. When we say vector, these are quantities with magnitude and direction. Kaya yung symbol ng velocity natin sa pump, kung matatandaan, no? Merong arrow sa taas. Kasi vector has two characteristics, yung magnitude and also yung direction. So yung arrow sa taas, yan yung na-define ng direction ng vector. Okay, so example of vectors are weight, displacement, velocity, torque or moment, and current density. Yung moment, di ba, is force times distance. No? And kapag negative moment, ina-assume natin always as counterclockwise, while positive moment is clockwise. So, yun yung quantities na kailangan natin when solving engineering mechanics. Now, let's proceed on vectors. So, sa plane muna tayo, no? So, we have x and y axis. Kita ba yung aking mouse? We have x and y axis, then meron tayong vector A. Kita naman ano. So a vector is represented by a capital letter A. So in rectangular form, vector A is equals to AXI plus AYJ. Yung I tsaka yung J, ano no? Yung I and J, yan yung nagre-represent ng direction ng vector natin. So kapag positive I, yung vector natin is nasa right side of the Cartesian plane. Kapag negative I, nasa left side. Kapag J naman, positive J, nasa above ng ating origin. Then kapag negative J, below the origin. Since yung I at J natin is both positive, therefore yung vector A natin is at quadrant 1. Okay, so I hope malinaw yan, no? Then polar form, vector A is equals to magnitude of vector A angle theta. So, excuse me. So itong vectors, ang application to is sa pagkuha ng resultant, ano? Okay? Where yung ating magnitude is square root of ax squared plus ay squared. Kita naman, no, naka-form siya ng right triangle. Ito yung ax, then ito yung ay. So itong pula, ito yung magnitude of our vector A. Then kapag angle, since balik tayo ng trigo, no? Meron tayong opposite, then meron tayong adjacent. So yung theta natin is andito. No? Ayan. Since the relation is opposite over the adjacent, so ang gagamitin natin is tangent inverse, okay, of ay over ax. So ito para to sa plane, no? Sa 2D, two dimension. Na-proceed tayo dun sa 3 dimension. Okay? So, yeah. A rectangular form, nadagdagan lang tayo ng K component kasi since 3-dimensional to, magkakaroon tayo ng C component. So, ito yung x-axis natin, ito yung y, then ito yung C natin. Ano? Yan. So, ganyan yung itsura niya when kapag 3D. So, rectangular form is AXI plus AYJ plus ACK. Okay? Yung IJK, yan yung magdedetermine ng direction ng ating vector. So, since lahat yan positive, therefore, nandyan yung vector A natin. Polar form, same formula pa rin. Magnitude of A, angle theta, where yung magnitude of vector A is square root of AX squared plus AY squared plus AC squared. So, nadagdagan lang tayo ng C squared. Okay? Then, yung angle on vector, since 3-dimensional to, no? So, gagamit tayo ng dot product and cross product of vectors. So, cosine inverse of vector A dot vector B over the cross product of magnitude A and B. Now, i-elaborate natin, no, what is the difference between the dot product and cross product. So, operation on vectors, so under yan, ng tatlo. Vector addition, vector subtraction, and vector multiplication. Okay? So, yung addition, pakitandaan, ang application ng addition natin is some resultant. No? Tulad ko lang. So, addition and subtraction, ang application niyan ay sa pagkuha ng resultant. Nababasa ba yung sinusulat ko? Kapag,
Yes, sir.
okay, thank you. Kapag dot product ng vector, so ginagamit yan sa pagkuha ng work. Then kapag cross product, ginagamit yan sa pagkuha ng torque. Okay, so doon muna tayo sa vector addition and subtraction. So, meron tayong vector A and vector B dito sa ating diagram. So, ang ginamit dito is polygon method. So, I hope familiar kayo dun, no? So, isang way ng pag-solve sa engineering mechanics is the polygon method wherein yung resultant mo, yun yung magsasara ng polygon mo. So, kung marami kang forces, let's say, ito, dalawa lang to. Yung resultant mo dapat yung mag-close ng polygon. So, yun yung polygon or graphical method. So, kapag subtraction, let's say, nandito yung iyong vector A, tapos nandito yung iyong vector B. No? Yung resultant mo, A minus B, ay pababa. So, ganyan yung illustration niya. Okay, kapag subtraction. Then, multiplication. So, dito nang galing yung formula natin kanina. Yung theta, kung matatandaan, no? Theta is cosine inverse of that product ng A and B over magnitude of AB. Okay? So, dito nang galing yung formula ng theta kapag 3D. Okay? Then, cross product. So, formula natin is vector A cross product of vector B is equals to magnitude of AB sine theta n. So, yung n natin is the unit vector perpendicular to the plane containing A and B. So, to further explain yung n, let's say ito yung ating diagram. So, n is always perpendicular to the plane containing A and B. Okay? So, pwede mong gamitin dito yung right hand rule. So, with your right hand, point your index finger, so ito yun, along vector A, then your middle finger along vector B. So, your cross product goes in the direction of your thumb. So, ito yung, I hope familiar kayo dito sa AC and DC machinery ata ito tinuturo. Yung right hand rule. Same concept, but ang application natin is for engineering mechanics. Okay. Okay. So for cross product, so medyo mahaba ang solution ng cross product, ano? Kasi kukunin mo yung CX, CY, CC component ng cross product, C, B, and A. So, siyam na solution yan. So, medyo mahaba kapag cross product. Unlike kapag dot product, ano lang, multiply and plus lang. Medyo mabilis. So, mamaya i-check natin or ipapakita ko sa inyo yung solution natin sa vectors. Okay? Then, pakitandaan din pala bago ko malimutan. If that product is equals to 0, let's say we have vector A, ito tandaan nyo to kasi lagi itong lumalabas. Let's say if that product is equals to 0, let's say we have vector A, that product of A and B, pag nag-0 daw yan, therefore yung vector natin is perpendicular. Okay? Then kapag cross product ng vector, let's say A times B is equals to 0, yung vector natin is parallel. So, ito ha, pakitandaan. Okay? So, yeah. Okay na siguro. Dito muna tayo sa vectors mag-focus. Try natin i-solve yung sample problems. May tanong ba doon sa vectors? Medyo maraming problem to kaya hanggang 9 tayo. Then, siguro yung dynamics sa Friday na lang kasi kailangan ma-absorb nyo muna tong statics para medyo maintindihan nyo yung dynamics. Okay, sige, sample tayo.
Sir, wala pong share screen.
Ito. Medyo mabagal yung laptop. Okay. Ayan, okay na siguro, no? Open ko lang yung calculator. Okay, sige. Kita na ba? Wala pa.
Kita na.
Okay, thank you. So I hope mag-focus kayo sa mechanics, no, since yung TOS nga natin is mari-revise. So yung math natin mako-compress siya, so mag-start yan ng differential calculus. Since compress yung math natin, nadami yung mga tanong sa mechanics. Yung last February dynamics ata ang marami . Okay, so start tayo sa saan ba to? Topic, vector, So start tayo ng vector. So if vector A is equals to 2x plus 3y minus c, and vector B is x plus 4c, find the magnitude of vector A and B, dot product of vector A and B, cross product, and the angle on vectors. So number 1, madali lang to kasi gagamitin lang natin yung diniscuss ko kanina, no? Mga formula na nandun. Okay? So, sulat muna natin yung vector. So meron tayong vector A of 2x plus 3y minus c, and meron tayong vector B of x plus 4c. So solve muna natin. Hinahanap letter A, magnitude of vector A and B. Okay. So again, paano ma-solve si magnitude? Magamit lang tayo ng Pythagorean theorem. So magnitude of A is square root of ax squared plus ay squared plus ac squared. Okay. So ax natin is positive 2, so 2 squared. Ay natin is 3. Then AC natin is negative 1. Okay. So 4 plus 9 plus 1, ilan yan? 4 14, ano? Ilan ba yung square root of 14? Okay. So, 3.742. So, same process with the magnitude of b, square root of 1 squared. Y natin is 0. So, kahit hindi nyo na isulat, then c natin is 4. So, 16 square root of 17. 4.123. So, ganun lang kapag magnitude, ano. Okay. So, doon na tayo sa letter P. That product of vector A and B. So, that product daw ng vector A and B. Okay. Okay. So, kapag that product, madali lang. So, copy lang natin to. Copy ko lang to. Okay, kapag that product, ang gagawin mo lang is, i-multiply mo lang yung x, y, and c. Tapos i-add mo lang. So, that product of A and B is equals to, so ano yung x natin? 2 and 1, ano? So, i-multiply mo lang. So, 2 times 1 plus yung sa y is 3 and 0, ano? Kasi wala tayong y sa b. So, 3 times 0. Then sa c is negative 1 times positive 4. So, ganyan kapag dot product, no? So, multiply mo lang lahat ng component and i-add mo lahat ng sum nila. Okay, so 2 times 1 is 2 minus 4. Therefore, that product of A and B is equals to negative. Okay, next required natin is cross product. So magnitude of A, ay hindi, cross product, walang magnitude. So vector A times vector B. Lolo ko tong screen ko. Yan. So cross product ang hinahanap sa letters. So kapag cross product, ito yung mahaba, ano. So yung sinabi ko kanina, asan na ba yun? Kukunin mo si CX, CY, CC, PX, PY, BC, and AX, AY, AC. But since A and B lang naman ang kailangan, no? Vector A times B. So, CX, CY, CC lang yung kailangan. So, formula-based to. Ano na lang siguro. Pwede naman ma-derive dito sa illustration. But, ginagawa ko dito is formula-based na lang. Okay? So, kunin muna natin si CX. So, formula for CX is AY BC minus AC BY. Asan si AY? Positive 3. BC natin? Okay, positive 4. Minus AC? Negative 1. Then BY natin, may Y ba tayo sa B? Wala, no? So, 0. Therefore, CX natin is 3 times 4 is 12. Solve for CY, formula natin is ACBX plus AX BC. AC natin, so AC. So ito, negative 1. bx natin, positive 1, plus ax, positive 2, bc natin, positive 4. Okay, so negative 1, minus pala to. Negative 1 minus 8, therefore cy natin is negative 9. The last cc, formula natin is always minus yan, ax by minus ay dx. Ax natin, positive 2. Tama. By natin, so 0. Minus ay natin, ay, so positive 3. Dx natin is 1. Therefore, cc natin is negative 3. So kapag cross product of vector, ang sagot mo dapat is always vector. So therefore, wait lang. Okay, so therefore, cross product of vector A and B is equals to, ano yung x natin? 12. Y natin is negative 9. Then C natin is negative 3. So 12x minus 9y minus 3c. Okay? Or pwede mo siyang i-rewrite as 12 negative 9 negative 3. So either dyan sa dalawa. Okay? Then last na hinahanap is the angle on vectors. Formula natin, nanggaling doon sa dito, no? Sa dot product. Okay, so yeah, i-direct sub na lang natin siguro. Kasi nakuha naman na natin si dot product and also si magnitude ano. Okay. So angle on vectors. So theta is equals to cosine inverse of vector A dot vector B over the cross product of magnitude A and B. Okay. Cosine inverse of that product natin is ito no, negative 2. Okay. Then magnitude of A is 3.742. Magnitude of B is 4.123. So 3.742 times 4.123. Okay. Therefore, theta is equals to. So make sure yung ano natin, no, naka-mode degree tayo. Cosine inverse of negative 2 over 3.742 times 4.123. Okay, so our angle is 97.45 degree. So ganun, ano? So ganun pag-solve ng vectors. Okay, may tanong ba? Clear naman ba yung explanation?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, sige. Proceed tayo sa sunod. So yung pinakita ko kanina is long method, ano? So hindi tayo papayag ng long method. So try natin i-caltech, ano? So by caltech. So sulat lang natin yung vector. We have ito, 2x plus 3y minus c. So vector A natin is 2x plus 3y minus c or negative 1. So pwede natin siyang i-write as ganyan, ano. Then si vector B natin is x plus 4c. So wala tayong y. So 1, 1, 0, 4. Okay. 1, 0, 4. Punta kayo sa calculator nyo. So, I hope may calculator kayo dyan. Mode number 8, ano, vector. Tapos magtatanong siya, so vector A, vector B, or vector C. So store muna natin si vector A. Magtatanong siya ng dimension. So 1 is to 3. So number 1. So store natin 2, 3, and negative 1. Okay? So kapag okay na, press AC. Then shift yung vector nasa number 5. Shift 5. Then punta kayo ng data. Number 2. Then magtatanong siya anong vector vector B sa number 2. Tatanong ng dimension, so 1 is to 3. Okay, so 1, 0, and 4. So I hope nakasunod ano. Then okay na, na-store mo na si A and P. Okay, sagutan natin yung ano, ay nahanap. Anong unang hinahanap? O si magnitude daw. Magnitude of A and P. Okay, so pag hinanap magnitude, ang gagawin nyo lang is press nyo si, ano ba ang symbol natin ng magnitude? Ito, no? Ano siya? Absolute value, no? Pindutin natin si absolute. Calculator. Nasaan si absolute? Nandun sa may height. So, shift height. Tapos, shift 5. Press mo si vector A. Number 3. Then, close parenthesis. Okay? Yun. Matik lalabas na si magnitude of A. The 3.742. So, same lang ba? Ayan, same lang, no? So, huwag ka na mag-Pythagorean, no? Para ka namang, ano. Okay, dito na tayo sa P. Same process lang din, no? Absolute of vector B. So, shift 5, number 4. Yan, 4.123. So, yan na. Yan na yung sagot mo. So, try natin si letter B. Anong tanong sa B? Dot product. Dot product ng vector A and vector B. So, kapag dot product naman, so shift 5 pa rin. Shift 5. Tapos press natin si 3. Shift 5. Yung dot number 7, ano? So, press mo si 7. Shift 5. Vector B, number 4. Okay, so negative 2. Tama, ayan, negative 2. Nakakasunod ba? Try nyo sa calculator nyo, ha? Yung vector, marami lumalabas na ganyan. So, vector A dot vector B. So, lalabas is negative 2. Then, ito yung, ayan, yung letter C ang mahaba, ano? Tapos, ang dami pang formula. Pwede rin itong makaltek, no? Cross product of A and B. So, since times yan, so times ang ilagay nyo. Ayun, so vector ang lalabas. Positive 12, negative 9, negative 3. So, same answer lang, no? Sa long method natin. 12, negative 9, negative 3. Then last is yung angle. So kapag angle lang naman ang tinatanong, no? So pwedeng idiretso mo na dito. Ano bang formula natin ng angle? Cosine inverse of, press AC, cosine inverse of vector A, shift 5, 3, dot, shift 5, 7, vector B, shift 5, number 4. Then close parenthesis, divide vector A times vector B. So, shift 5, 3 times shift 5, 4. Okay? Okay, wait lang. Baka may mali ako sa parenthesis. Okay. Dapat absolute pala yung ilalim. Sorry. So, lagyan mo ng absolute. Yan. Then, same with absolute no vector B. Ayan. So, 97.45 degree. Okay. So, kapag in-input nyo sa calculator, cosine inverse of, ano ba itsura nito? Vector A dot vector B over abs vector A times absolute of vector B. Ayan. Ganyan dapat yung itsura niya sa calculator. Okay? So, theta natin is 97.45 degree. Okay, so kapag alam niyo yung caltech dito sa vector, mabilis na lang yung mga susunod na problem. Okay, so problem 1.1. Which is true statement about these two vectors? A is equals to I plus 2j plus k, then B is equals to I plus 3j minus 7k. So balik tayo dun sa diniscuss ko kanina. No? Dun sa vector multiplication dot n cross product. Okay? So kapag, ano yung sabi ko kanina, kapag yung dot product is equals to 0, vector A dot vector B is equals to 0, ano yung vector natin? Vectors are perpendicular. Okay? Then kapag ang cross product ng vector A and B is equals to 0, vector natin is parallel. So gamitin natin yung concept na yan sa number 1.1. So, store lang natin si vector A and vector B. So, para hindi na kayo mag-shift mode, ano, punta na lang kayo sa data, shift 5 to vector A. Okay, so 1, positive 2, then negative 7. Then press AC. Punta tayo ng vector B, shift 5 data, vector B. 1, 3, and negative 7. And press AC. Then try natin to, yung theorems na to. Let's say, yung dot product muna tayo. So dot product ng vector A, shift 5, 7, shift 5, 4. So dot product ng vector A and B, press equals, so 0, 0, 56. Tama? Wait lang. Check ko nga yung input ko. Shift 5, vector 2. Na-save pa? 1, 3, negative 7. Okay. Then shift 5, 2, 1. Okay. Mali ako sa vector A. So positive 1 dapat. Okay. So ulitin natin. Shift vector of A, shift vector dot shift vector B. Okay, so yan na, 0. So therefore, under tayo ng case 1, no? So their dot product is equals to 0. So sa tingin nyo, ano yung sagot sa number 1? Anong letter yan? Anong letter? Since, yeah, the dot product is equals to 0. Anong letter yan? Walang sumasagot.
Orthogonal set.
Ayun. So, letter C. No? So, the vectors are orthogonal. So, other term for orthogonal is perpendicular. Kasi si P, X na yan. So, check natin kapag cross product. Okay? So, hindi siya nag-zero, you know. So, may value yung vector natin. So, matik etis na si B. Kasi hindi siya pwede maging parallel kasi hindi naman zero yung cross product. Okay. Then letter A, X na rin. Then letter D. So, letter D, try niyo yung angle. Kung 17.4 ang lalabas, edi mali yung tanong. Pero hindi 17.4 yan. Na-check ko na yan. So, correct answer dito is letter C. The vectors are orthogonal. Okay, so next tayo. Next problem. Okay, so number 2. Given the origin-based vector A is equals to I plus 2J plus K, what is the most nearly angle between A and the x-axis? So for number 2, kita ba yung screen ko? Okay. So for number 2, ang tinatanong dito is yung angle between vector A and the x-axis. Okay? So therefore, sulat muna natin si vector A. A is equals to 1, positive 2, positive 1. Tama. Then si vector B, which is yung ating x-axis na sinasabi, is equals to, ang equation yan is I plus 0J plus 0K. Since, yung magnitude natin is nasa x-axis lang. So pag ni-write mo siya in terms of vector B, we have 1, 0, then 0. Okay, so I hope naintindihan yan. Now, store natin sa calculator. So, shift 5 to 1. So, 1, 2, 1. Shift 5 to, then vector B, 1, 0, 0. Okay. So, since angle lang naman ay nahanap, no? Cosine inverse lang gagamitin natin. Cosine inverse of vector A dot vector B all over absolute of vector A multiplied by the absolute of vector B. Yan na. Since na-store mo naman na, direct sub na lang yan sa calculator. Tama ba yung vector B? 100. Okay. Okay, so cosine inverse of vector A, shift 5, 7, shift 5, 4. Over, pwedeng divide din, ano? Over absolute value of, hindi ko pa natatry itong divide. So, try natin. Absolute value of vector A times absolute value of vector B. Okay, so 65.91 degree. So, approximately 66 degree. So, madali na lang, ano. Okay. So, number 3, the coordinates of 2 points in space are A, 1, 2, 3, and B, 4, negative 1, 2. Determine the angle between radius vector A and B. So, same process lang no number 2. So, angle lang din ang hinahanap. Theta is equals to cosine inverse of vector A dot vector B over absolute value of vector A times absolute value of vector B. So, edit natin yung data. So, vector A is 1, 2, 3. Then, edit natin si vector B, which is 4, negative 1, then 2. Okay? Medyo mahaba lang siya i-type, no? Pero at least hindi kayo magkakabisada ng formula. So, So cosine inverse of vector A dot vector B divide absolute of vector A times absolute of vector B. Okay, so 62.19 degree. Okay, so I hope okay na tayo dyan. So number 4, okay, simplify the expression A times B dot C given A is equals to 3I plus 2J, B is 2I plus 3J plus K, and C is equals to 5I plus 2K. Okay. So para hindi kayo malito, no? So isulat nyo muna siya in terms of value ng coefficient ng vector. So si vector A is 3 plus 2J. So ang vector mo dyan is 3, 2, yung C mo, 0. Kasi K is equals to 0. Okay? Then si letter B, coefficient mo is 2, positive 3, positive 1. Then si C, ano yung 0? Ay si J, no? So si J nasa y-axis, therefore 5, 0, positive 2. Yan. I-write mo muna ng ganyan kasi may mga case na 5i plus 2k ang ginagawa ng iba 5, 2, 0. So mamamali ka na agad, no? So kung nalilito pa sa vector, i-write mo muna yung coefficient bago ka mag-input sa calculator. Then mabilis na lang naman yan. Okay. So shift 5 data, vector A, store lang natin 3, 2, 0. Shift 5 data, si vector B, 2, 3, 1. Then shift 5 data, vector C. Tatanong siya, 1 is to 3. So 5, 0, 2. Then kapag okay na, i-perform mo na yung operation. So vector A, shift 5, 3 times vector B, shift 5, 4. Then shift 5, 7 dot vector C. Okay. Okay, so the answer is 20. So vector A times vector B dot C is equals to 20. Wag na kayo mag-long method ha. Diyos ko, haba niyan. Okay. Oh, yun na pala. Ayan na. Okay na tayo sa vectors. Next topic tayo. So next topic is all about forces. So may tanong ba sa vector? Medyo maraming slide to. 66. Wala. Okay, proceed na ako ha. Okay, so next topic natin is force and force system. So force is any influence that will change or tend to change the state of the body. Like what I said kanina, dalawa lang yung body natin, no? Isang rest or in motion. Okay, so ang unit ng force natin kapag SI, Newton, kapag English, pound, kapag metric, dyne. Dyne yung small force. Okay. Okay. So unit of force. So 1 kilogram force is 9.81 kilogram mass meter per second squared. 1 pound force is equals to 32.2 pound mass feet per second squared. Or yung conversion niya, kalimitan to ginagamit yung slug. Given yung pound force, convert mo ng slug. So ang conversion niya, 32.2 pound mass feet per second squared is equals to 1 slug feet per second squared. Okay. Then 1 gram force is equals to 981 gram cm per second squared. Okay. Okay. Then ito useful conversion din to, especially kapag ang tanong ay English tapos SI ang nahanap, no? 1 pound force is 4 448 Newton. So, iba, ang haba pa ng conversion dito sa pound force papuntang Newton. Haba pa ng conversion. Pero directly na yan, 4.448 Newton. Okay. So, ito lang naman ang importante dyan. Ito, common naman na yan. Okay. So, meron tayong apat na klase ng force system. So, other definition ng force, especially doon sa yellow book natin, is, ano ba yung definition doon? Push or pull. So, I think nabasa nyo naman yun. Yun. Other definition yun sa yellow book natin. A push or a pull. Okay? So, meron tayong apat na component ng force system. Una is coplanar or non-coplanar. Pag sinabi natin coplanar, sample ba ako dito? Pag coplanar, ibig sabihin nasa isang plane sila. Okay? So, ito yung plane natin. Yan, coplanar yan. Ito yung plane. Coplanar yan, yung force. Kapag non-coplanar, wala sila sa iisang plane. So, example ng non-coplanar is nasa 3D. No? Kasi meron kang tatlong force. Yung isang force mo nasa YC plane, yung isang force mo nasa XC plane, yung isang force wala siya sa isang plane. So, ang tawag doon is non-coplanar forces. Next is collinear and non-collinear. Pag sinabing collinear, these are forces that are on the same line. So, ito ang example ng collinear, no? Nasa isang line lang sila. Therefore, collinear forces ang tawag siya. Kapag non-collinear, automatic yun, no? So, wala sila sa isang line. Ano lang naman yun. Then, parallel forces are forces that have the same angle. Ito yung example ng parallel forces. So, parehas sila ng angle. Okay? Then, last is concurrent and non-concurrent. Pag sinabing concurrent, these are forces that meet on common point. So, ito yung common point, ano? Ito, yung kulay pula. So, all forces will meet at common point. So, meron tayong force 1, force 3, and force 4. Ang tawag dyan is concurrent forces. Kapag non-concurrent, ibig sabihin, tatama sa isang point. Okay? Okay. Then, also we have resultant. Like what I said kanina, yung vector natin, ginagamit yun sa pagkuha ng resultant. So, itong resultant na to, ito concurrent force, ano? Kasi mag-meet sila on common point. So, itong method na to is under ng polygon method. So, ikagraph mo si force 1, si force 2, and si force 3. Then, yung resultant mo yung magko-close ng iyong polygon. So, tawag yan is polygon or graphical method. So, since naka-form ka ng polygon, so, ang gagamitin mo dyan is sine law or cosine law. Okay. Then, hindi pala ako na-discuss, no, yung couple. Pag sinabing couple forces, same lang yung value ng force, but different in direction. So, itong force pataas, itong isang force is pababa. But yung magnitude or yung value ng force natin ay parehas. So, yun yung tinatawag na couple. So, the body is said to be in equilibrium if the resultant of all forces acting on it is zero. So, there are two major types of static equilibrium. Una is translational, pangalawa is rotational. Rotational, siguro, ano ata ito, sa summation of moment. Ano? So, formula natin, kapag concurrent forces, summation of x and y lang siya. Summation of s, lahat ng forces, no, either x and y, then summation of moment. Then kapag non-concurrent, meron tayong summation of force x and y, and also meron tayong moment. So pakitandaan yung pagkakaiba ng tatlo, ha? Okay. Dalawang way, no, para ma-solve yung mga problems sa statics. Meron tayong graphical condition, yung sinabi ko kanina, ano, itong magpo-form ka ng polygon, no? So, ang concept kasi ng resultant Naalala ko. The resultant force is a single force that would produce the same effect on an object that has two or more forces. No? Like for example, dito sa figure na to, no? Marami kang forces na nag-act sa figure mo. So, kung gusto mo siyang i-represent ng isang single force, no? Pero same lang naman yung magnitude or same lang naman yung value, gagamitin mo yung concept ng resultant. So yun yung concept ng resultant. Napunta tayo dito sa graphical condition. Again, graphical condition is, yun, magpo-form ka ng tawag dito, polygon, ano? So, na-form nito is triangle. So, let's say yung F3 natin yung resultant. Okay. Then, analytical condition, ito na yung mga summation of f of x, summation of f of y, and summation of moment. So, mas madali siyang isolve kapag i-equate mo na lang yung lahat ng, like for example, sa x, ano, lahat ng right, forces sa right is equals to forces up on left. Same with y, equate mo na lang din, no? Mas mabilis siyang isolve ng ganyan. Then, sa moment, clockwise and counterclockwise. Since equals lang naman sa zero yan, no? So, yun yung pinakamadaling approach when it comes to analytical condition. Then, technique din, if ever na yung body mo is talagang complex, ano? So, hati-hatiin mo yung body mo, no? Like, gumagawa tayo dito ng free body diagram, kung matatandaan naman. Like sa gas turbine, di ba? Kung complicated ang problem, i-segregate mo into simpler one. Like, focus ka muna sa compressor, solve mo muna yung turbine, solve mo muna yung heat transfer, heat rejected, bago mo siya ikunin yung efficiency. So, ganun din yung technique sa statics. So, kung meron kang complex na body, no, ipaghiwa-hiwalay mo muna into simpler one, then tsaka mo ipag-combine. Gamit ka ng free body diagram. So, yeah, okay na siguro yan. So, let us solve ng mga sample problem. Okay. So, yeah, number 5. Number 5, a force of 100 kg acting horizontally to the right is to be combined with one of 50 kg acting upward and the right at an angle of 15 with the vertical. Solve for the resultant force R and the angle between R and the 100 kg force. So mostly yung statics sa atin, unlike sa civil, ano, kapag sa board exam natin, ang statics is always a worded problem. So bihira magbigay ng diagram or figure yung examiner. So I hope dapat marunong kayo mag-visualize ng mga worded problem. So try natin i-drawing yung diagram ng number 5. No? So meron ka daw 100 kg of force acting horizontally. So kung ito ang iyong component, x and y component, ayan. So kung ito yung y, ito yung x component, since sinabi horizontal, therefore yung 100 kg force mo, andyan yan. Okay? To the right. Horizontal to the right. Is to be combined with one of 50 kg acting upward and to the right at an angle of 15 degree. So 15 degree acting upward. So doon ka sa y magbe-base ano. Yan. So ito yung iyong 50 kg. Since sinabi is acting upward, yung theta mo nandito siya. 15 degree. Okay. Okay. So solve for the resultant force R and the angle between R and 100 kg force. So since dalawa lang naman yung dalawa lang naman yung force natin, so pwede natin gamitin yung summation of f of x. So summation of f of x is equals to 0. So lahat ng x component, i-add natin. So meron tayong 100 kg. Then, itong 50 kilogram, meron siyang X and Y component. So, since nakalin siya sa Y, so going to the right yan. Yan, ito yung kanyang X component. Force ng 50 kilogram. Okay? So, ang relation ng theta doon sa X component ng 50 kilogram is opposite, no? Opposite siya doon sa force. So, therefore, ang gagamitin mo is sine. Opposite over the hypotenuse. So, 50 plus 50 sine angle 50. Therefore, summation of f of x is equals to 100. So, mode 1, 100 plus 50 sine 50. So, 112.94 kilogram. So, okay na yung x component. Punta tayo ng y component. So, summation of f of y. Okay. So, isa lang naman yung f of y natin, So, dito sa x, wala tayong y. Nakalapat siya sa x. Walang angle. So, 0 yan. So, ang angle lang, first lang natin sa y is yung sa 50 kilogram, yung kanyang y component. Okay. So, let's say nandito yung ating force at 50 y. Okay? So, ang relation niya is yung angle, inline doon sa force natin at y. So, therefore, cosine. Summation of f of y is equals to 50 cosine 50. Okay? Gets ba? 50 cosine 50 is 15, 48.29 kilogram. So, nakuha mo na si summation of f of x, nakuha mo na si summation of f of y, makuha mo na si resulta. Square root of summation of f of x squared plus summation of f of y squared. So, i-direct na natin. Square root of 120.94 squared minus plus 48.29 squared. Okay, so sagot natin is 112.8 kilogram. Okay.
Sir, 122 po.
Ay, 120. Sorry. But 112? Nasulat. Okay, thank you. Yeah, 112.83 kilogram. Then theta natin, since ang relation natin is tangent, opposite over the adjacent. So, tangent inverse of f of y, which is, sulat ko na lang siguro, dito. Summation of f of y over summation of f of x. Tangent inverse. So 48.29 divide 112.94. Okay, theta natin is 23.15. So ganun lang siya, no? As long as marunong ka gawa ng diagram mo, madali lang siya i-solve. So ito yung by using resultant force, no? So pwede ka rin gumamit ng graphical method. So graphical method, so try natin yung isang way, no? By graphical method. Ano ba spell ko? Yan. Tama ba? Tama ba spelling ko? Basta, yan, graphical method. Okay. So, drawing lang natin yung ating forces. So, meron kang 50 kilogram. acting vertical at 15 degrees, 50 kilogram. So, meron kang Y, meron kang X. Meron kang theta of 15. Okay. Then, meron kang force of 100 kilogram. Itong pa-right na to, dito na lang natin siya ilagay. Let's say ito siya, 100 kilogram. Tapos, yung magko-connect na line, since polygon method nga ito, or graphical method, yun yung magiging resultant mo. Yan. So, yan yung R mo. So, itong na-form na to, yan yung angle natin. Angle ng ating resultant. Okay. So, since naka-form ka ng triangle, ano, so gagamitan natin ng trigo, which is yung cosine law. So, we have R squared is equals to force 1 squared plus force 2 squared minus 2f1 f2 cosine v theta. Tama. Okay. So, R squared is equals to force 1 natin, let's say, yun yung 100. Force 2 natin is 50 minus 2 times 100 times 50 cosine theta. So, anong theta mo? So, kung ito 15 plus 90, 15 plus 90, 105. 105 to. Wag to, sakit sa mata. 105 degree. Okay? So, para makuha si theta, pwede natin gamitin si sine law. So, we have ano bang pwede dito itapat? Theta over 50, no? So, sine theta, katapat ng theta is 50 over 50 is equals to 100. Katapat niya ay ilan to? Wala din, teka. Okay. Gets ko na. Okay. So, itong 105 na palang gagamitin natin. Since cosine law naman to. No? Yung angle ng R is yung katapat niya, which is 105. Tama na pala. Makuha natin si R. So, square root of 100 squared plus 50 squared minus 2 times 100 times 50 cosine 105. Okay. So, resultant natin is 122.84 Newton. Okay? So, itong sine law, makukuha to sa pagkuha ng theta. Tama ba? 122. Ayun. Palabas naman. So, sine theta, katapat ng theta is 50, 105. Katapat ng 105 is yung resultant, which is 122.84. So, masasolve mo si theta. Sine inverse of ay, teka. $122.84. So, sine inverse of sine 105 over 122.84 times 50. Okay, 23.15. Tama ba? Ginawa ko. Ayun, tama naman. Buti naman. 23.15. Okay. Buti na tatandaan ko pa. So, hindi kasi yan yung ginagamit ko, graphical. Ang ginagamit ko kasi dito, pag summation of forces, Caltech. Try natin yung Caltech, no? Alam ko naman, alam nyo na ata yan. Tinry ko lang yung graphical and yung sa resultant. So, yeah, by Caltech tayo. Copy natin tong diagram. Okay, so try natin by Caltech. So by Caltech, resultant force is equals to 100, angle niya 0, plus, anong force pa natin? 50, angle niya. So dapat ang angle mo naka-lean sa horizontal. So 15 minus 90 is 75. Angle 75. Okay. So mode complex ata ito. Mode 2, 100, shift doon sa baba ng shift A. Yan. Angle 0 plus 50 angle 75. Yan. So 112.94. Tama ba ang lumabas? Try ko nga yung mode 1. 100. Mode 2. Angle 0 plus 50 angle 75. Yeah, ano siguro to? Shift complex tapos number 3. Tama ba? Ayun, palabas din. So 112 angle 23. So yan yung Caltech natin. Sorry, medyo limot ko na. Ayun. So yan, 122 angle 23.50. So yung pinakamadaling way no, Caltech. Ano ba to? Mode 2, no? Mode 2 complex. 122 angle 23.15. So yan, basic. Okay, next item tayo. Number 6, since marami tayong forces, hindi na applicable yung graphical method and yung sa resultant. So, Caltech na lang natin. Putang ina, haba-haba yan. Caltech na lang. So, by Caltech. So, mode 2. So, resultant natin is equals to 30. Anong angle? 0. Tama. Then 45, anong angle natin? 30. Then 60. Anong angle natin? Ang angle ng 60, 30 plus 30. 60 angle 60. Plus 75, anong angle natin? 90, ano? 30 plus 30 plus 30. Then last force natin is 90. Anong angle natin? 90 plus 30, 120. Okay, kunin natin si resultant. Kunin natin si resultant, guys. Ito na, guys. Oh. Okay. Bakit hindi ko ma-shift? 0 plus 45 shift A 30 plus 60 shift 60 plus 75 angle 90 plus 90 angle 120. So ayun guys, so convert natin ng r theta, shift complex number 3. Yun. So, 234. Tama. 233.70. So, may angle pa yan. Angle 76.65 degree. Okay. Okay. Next. Okay. So, number 7. Yun. Kayo ang gagawa ng diagram yun. Mostly ganyan yung tanong. Number 7, three forces, 20 Newton, 30 Newton, and 40 Newton are in equilibrium. Find the largest angle they make with each other. Since equilibrium yan, ang gagamitin natin na concept is yung graphical method or the polygon method. Since wala kang given na angle, hindi mo pwedeng i-calculate. Hindi pwedeng i-calculate yan, ha? So, gamit tayo ng polygon method. So, ang hinahanap dito is largest angle. So, ibig sabihin, angle ng 40. Or angle opposite doon sa 40 natin. So, let's say, ito yung ating 30. 30 Newton. Tapos, ito yung ating 40 Newton. Then, ang magsasara natin is 20 Newton. So, pinaka-largest angle, matatagpuan yan sa opposite ng largest na force, which is 40. Okay? So, naka-form tayo ng triangle. So, gagamit tayo ng cosine law. Okay? Formula natin, r squared is equals to force 1 squared plus force 2 squared minus 2 force 1 force 2 cosine theta. R natin, yung 40. 40 squared is equals to force 1 natin, let's say 20. 20 squared plus 30 squared minus 2 times 20 times 30 cosine theta. So, one unknown, masasolve mo na si theta. 40 squared, mode 1, is equals to 20 squared plus 30 squared minus 2 times 20 times 30 cosine alpha x. Shift solve, let's say 90 degree. Okay, theta natin is 104.48 degree, which is yun yung sagot. Okay, next. Meron pa ba? Okay, number 8. What is the magnitude of the resultant force of two forces, 20 Newton at 20 degree and 400 Newton at 144 degree? Okay. So, yun. Worded problem ulit. So, try natin i-gawa ng illustration. So, y component and x component. So, meron tayong force 20, 200 Newton at 20 degree. Okay. So, yung 20 degree mo, andito yan, ano? Tapos, meron kang force 200 Newton. Then, meron tayong 144 degree, 400 Newton. So, mas magandang i-visualize to sa polygon method din since dalawa lang naman yung force mo. Okay. Excuse me. So, gawa tayo dito ng horizontal line. So, by using a trigo, no, yung opposite angle. So, kapag nag-drawing ka ng force dito, yung theta mo na 144 na tinutukoy dyan, andito yan. 144. So, ano yan? Opposite angle. So, kung ito 20, opposite niya is nandito. 20 degree. Okay? So, nandito yung 400 Newton. Then, sasara, yan yung ating resultant force. Which is yung R. Okay? So, kung 144 to, so ito, 144 minus 180 is 44, 6, 1, 2, 36. Okay. So, 36 plus 20. So, yung angle natin dito is 50, 56. Okay. So, gamit tayo ng cosine law ulit. So, R squared is equals to force 1 squared plus force 2 squared minus 2 force 1 force 2 cosine theta. So, ang hinahanap is resultant, direct sub lang siya. R squared is equals to force 1, 200 squared, force 2, 400 minus 2 times 200 times 400. Theta natin yung opposite ng R, which is 56. Cosine 56. Okay? So therefore, resultant natin, so square root of 200 squared plus 400 squared minus 2 times 400 times 200 cosine 56. Okay, so the answer is 332.5 Newton. Okay, so next item. Okay, dito na tayo. May mga tension na yung sunod natin to. So number 9, the boom shown has negligible weight but has sufficient strength to support 1,000 kilonewton load. Find the tension in the supporting cable between point A and point B. Okay. So kapag mga ganitong problem, may mga fixed support, so mas madali siyang isolve if gagawa nyo siya ng free body diagram. So, free body diagram. Okay. So, si force A, yun sa pababa yung force natin palagi, no? So, designate natin to as force AB, segment AB. Then, itong boom, force B. Tama. Kasi nasa point B lang naman yan. Then, yeah, gawa na natin ng free body diagram. Meron tayong force AB going left. Okay. Then meron tayong force B upward. Then meron tayong 1,000 kilonewton weight going downward. So mas maganda if gagawin natin siyang graphical method, no? Ko-connect natin lahat ng force. Meron tayong F force B. Tapos bababa si 1,000 Newton. Kilonewton pa lang. 1,000 kilonewton. Tapos si force AB going left. Yan. So kapag naka-form ka na ng polygon or say triangle, no? Madali mo na lang isolve yan. Diagram na yan. Just 1 minute lang yan. Okay, ano bang tinatanong? Find the tension in the support cable between point A and point B. So, ang tinatanong dyan, problem is force AB. So based dito sa ating triangle, no? So para ma-solve si force AB, gagamit tayo ng anong magandang gamitin? Tangent. Kasi meron tayong angle of 60. So tangent theta ang magandang gamitin. Okay? So tangent of 60 is equals to, opposite natin is 1,000 kilonewton. At adjacent natin is force AB. Force AB is equals to 1,000 tangent 60. So yun. Teka. 1,000 over tangent 60. Bakit ko minultiply? Yun. 577.35. Unit natin is kilonewton. Okay? So always, magamit kayo ng free body diagram para basic lang isolve. Okay, next item, number 10. Number 10, a load of 100 pounds is hung from the middle of the rope, which is stretched between two rigid walls 30 feet apart. Due to the load, the rope sags 4 feet in the middle. Determine the tension in the rope. So meron daw tayong rope, meron tayong fixed support na 30 feet apart. So let's say, ito yung support natin, kulay red. So 30 feet daw yan, yung distance dalawang support natin. Then may nakalambitin tayo na rope. Then nagsag siya. Pag sinabing sag, ibig sabihin naglundo. Naglundo yung rope mo. Parang ganyan na. So from initial mo na straight na rope, parang nagganon siya. Nagsag. Yun yung ibig niya. So nagkaroon siya ng sag. Ang measure ng sag natin is 4 feet. Then, okay na itong 30, Then, meron daw tayong nakasabit na load dun sa rope, which is 100 pounds. So, kung ang load mo is pababa, yung weight is pababa, yung tension always siyang opposite ng iyong weight. So, ang tension mo is dalawa yan. Okay, since nahati sa gitna yung sag natin. Okay. So, ang tinatanong dito, determine the tension in the rope. So, yung T ang tinatanong. So, hatiin natin sa gitna itong rope. Pag hinati natin to, matik to 90, 90. Then, maglagay tayo dito ng theta. Same lang din dito. Kasi nasa gitna naman yung weight natin. Okay. So, ang magandang approach dyan, since hinati mo, i-consider mo yung triangle. So, triangle. Okay. So, since nasa gitna yung hati mo, 30 divide 2 is 15. Yung length ng sag mo is 4 feet. Then, yung theta mo, andito banda. Okay? So, sinigregate ko lang yung isang triangle. So, anong magandang approach dito? Tangent, opposite over adjacent. So, tangent inverse. So, theta is tangent inverse of opposite divide adjacent. So, masasolve mo si theta. So, shift tan, 15/4. Ayan, so 75.07 degree. So, yan yung value ng theta mo. Okay? So, since may value ka na ng theta, pwede mo na makuha si value ng tension. So, si tension, since upward yan, no? Dalawang upward, tapos ang opposite niya is weight, ang gagamitin natin is summation of f of 1. Or pwede ring upward is equals to downward. So yung upward natin, 2t. Asan yung theta natin? Adjacent doon sa tension t. So cosine 75.07 is equals to ilan? 100 count. Yung force mo na pababa. Therefore, masosolve mo si value ng t. So 100 over 2 cosine 75.07. Okay, so 194.07 yung sagot. Pound. Okay, so almost malapit. Kaya 194 yan kasi ang angle ata na ginamit dyan sa libro is 75. So try natin yung 75 na angle. 100 over 2 cosine 75. Yan, 193.90 na lang. But since may decimal, consider natin 75.07. Yan, 194. Okay, so sagot natin sa number 10 is 194.07. Okay, so next item, so medyo pahirap na ng pahirapan. So number 11, a disc-shaped body with a 4 cm radius has a 320 Newton force acting to the center at an unknown angle theta and 240 Newton loads acting as a couple as shown. All of these forces are removed and replaced by a single 320 Newton force at point P parallel to the original 320 Newton force. What is the angle theta? So ang tinatanong sa number 11 is ito, angle theta. Okay, so meron ka daw 320 force, no, acting on sa this shape mo. Then also meron kang 40 Newton loads na couple. So nireplace daw siya ng ating 320 Newton, which is pinakita naman sa figure. Ito yan. So itong tatlo, nireplace siya ng 320 Newton. So hanapin daw natin si theta. Is yung angle no nireplace na force. Okay? So balik lang tayo sa concept ng couple. So couple, same force lang yan, no? But opposite in direction. Okay? So ang magandang approach dito sa number 11 talaga. So number 11 is summation of couple. So dito, 40 Newton and 40 Newton. Summation of moment. Yan, magmo-moment na tayo. Okay? So moment, again, is force times distance. Para makaproduce ka ng moment, kailangan makakaproduce ka ng perpendicular line. Okay? So para mapaikot mo yung 40 Newton, yung distance yung parang magiging ano niya no, way para maging ano siya, perpendicular. Same lang din dito ano. So pipili ka ng point kung saan mo siya paikutin. So saan ba maganda dito? Siguro sa origin na lang natin ipaikot yung dito na lang. Dito tayo mag-rotate ano. Okay? So summation of moment doon sa ating dalawang force, which is yung couple. At point O, let's say point O yan. Okay? So, assume natin na counterclockwise rotation is positive. Okay ba? Kung gusto nyo clockwise, kayong bahala kung ano i-assign nyo. malalaki na kayo. Okay. So yung 40 Newton, kung paikutin natin yan sa O, anong rotation yan? Counterclockwise. So positive yan. Okay. So moment at O is equals to 40 times distance, which is 4 cm. Okay. Then i-rotate din natin tong 40 Newton papunta sa O. So ang rotation din niya is counterclockwise. So, positive din yan. Okay. So dito mo niro-rotate ha. So again, itong 40, i-rotate mo dyan. Clockwise. Itong 40, i-rotate mo dyan. Clockwise pa rin. So I hope naintindihan nyo. Dapat pula na. Yan. O, diba? 40. Then distance din niya, since radius yan, ano? So 4 cm din yan. So plus 40 times 4 cm. Okay? So 40 times 4 times 2. So 320. So moment natin at point O is ilan? 320. Newton cm. Okay? So now mag-focus tayo doon sa ni-replace na force, which is ito. Yung 320 Newton. Okay? So kapag ni-write natin siya into free body diagram, okay? So nandito yung 320 Newton. So meron tayo dito sa Y na 320 sine theta. Then meron tayo dito sa X, 320 cosine theta. Okay? Again, formula ng moment is equals to force times radius. Okay. Anong force natin? 320. Anong radius natin? Nasa Y, ano? Ito siya, no? So, 320 sine theta times distance 4 is equals to, yung moment na nakuha natin is 320 Newton cm. Kahit hindi mo na isulat yung unit kasi unit-wise naman yan. So, shift solve, makuha mo yung value ng theta. So, 320 is equals to 320 sine alpha x. Ito na lang yung times 4. Huwag niyo i-multiply sa angle ha, kasi maiba yung sagot niya. Yun, 165.522. Okay, so theta natin is 165.522, pero hindi yan yung sagot, ima-minus mo pa yan ng 180. Okay. Ayan. Therefore, theta is 14.47 or 14.5. Okay, so yan number 11. Next item, medyo mahirap na rin to. So number 12 is under ng difficult sa board exam. Okay, number 12, a bracket is subjected to the forces and couples shown. Determine an equivalent force couple system to be applied at point A. Angles are measured clockwise from the horizontal. Clockwise moment are positive. So kung may indicated sa problem, no? Kung may indicated sa problem na dapat yung moment mo na clockwise is positive, i-consider mo yun, no? Para hindi ka magkagulo sa sign. Okay? Forces upward and to the right are also positive. Kasi pag hindi mo consider yan, like for example, ginawa mo is yung nasa number 11, no? Na yung counterclockwise natin is positive. So pag tinignan mo sa choices yan, no? Malilito ka, baka ang kunin mong value is yung negative 10 kasi iba yung designation mo ng ng sign ng moment. So kung ano yung nakasaad dyan sa problem, yan yung susundin mo. Okay? So clockwise are positive, forces upward is positive, and forces to the right are positive. So yan yung susundin natin. Okay, so based dito sa ating illustration, Diyos ko, ang dugo naman ito. Okay, sige, try natin kung kaya ko. So based dito sa illustration, kunin muna natin yung x and y component, no? Ito, yung force natin na nakaslope. Okay? So ang y component nito, pababa yan, since ang force natin is pababa. So 150 4/5. Tama? Kasi yan yung y natin. Since pa-left din siya, therefore yung x component natin is pa-left din. Okay? So, ang value nito is 150. Ano yung x? 3/5. Yan. And kapag okay na, siguro pwede na itong mag-summation of forces. So, summation of f of x is equals to 0. So, lahat ng x, kunin natin. Okay, ito, to the left, no? So, to the left, negative yan. Therefore, summation of f of x is equals to negative 200 Newton. Then, yung isang force natin, to the left din, ano, 150. So, minus 150 times 3/5. Therefore, force natin at x is negative 200 minus 150 3/5. Okay, so negative 290 Newton. Ito, hindi naman na yan kasi y yan. Ito, moment naman. So, dalawa lang yung force natin sa x. Napunta tayo sa force at y. No? So, ito, hindi yan kasi x lang yan. So, ito yung una natin consider. So, summation of f of y is equals to, pababa, ano? So, negative 150 times 4/5. So, ano pa yung may y component? Ito, 150 Newton. Pataas yan, ano? So, plus 150 Newton. So, summation of f of y, 150 times 4/5. So, negative to, no? Plus 150. Okay, so 30 Newton. So, ano bang tanong dito? Determine an equivalent force couple system to be applied. Okay. So, ang hinahanap dito is yung resultant and yung moment. Okay. So, meron ka ng summation of f of x, meron ka ng summation of f of y, makukuha mo na si resultant. So, resultant is square root of negative 290 squared plus 30 squared. Okay. 290 squared plus 30 squared. Okay, resultant is 291.55. So, check nyo muna kung tama. So, kung tama yun, ibig sabihin, nasa tamang landas pa kayo. 291.55. So, mostly, yung ganitong problem, pag tatlo yung nahanap, chain problem yan word exam. No? So, kapag tama yung isang na-solve nyo, yan, sa tamang landas kayo. Pero kung mali ang lumabas na resultant, uli umpisa. Okay, so okay na si resultant. Ano pang gagawin na sunod? Mag-moment na tayo. So, may nahanap is equivalent force at point A. Nasaan ba si point A? So, ito si point A. Yan. Yan. Okay? So, magmo-moment daw tayo sa A. Okay? Okay. Sige. So, copy ko lang yung Okay. So, try natin mag-moment sa A. So, sabi sa problem, rotation natin dapat is clockwise, no? Para maging positive. Okay. So, ang unang i-rotate natin is 200 Newton. Distance niya is 13 cm. So, ang rotation niyan ay sa A, ano? A. Anong rotation yan? Counter, ano? So, yeah, counter. Negative yan. So, negative force times distance. 13 cm. So, convert natin ng meter, 0.13. Okay? Okay, sige. And, ang distance natin from A, papunta dito sa naka-incline na force is horizontal. No? So, therefore, dapat ang i-consider mo na force is yung vertical, which is ito. Yan, i-rotate mo siya sa A. So, 150, anong rotation to? Positive or negative? Clockwise, ano? Oo, clockwise. So, positive yan. So, plus 150, 4/5. Ang distance mo is 15. Divide 100, so 0.50. Okay. Okay na tayo dyan sa dalawang force. Then, meron kang force na 50 Newton meter. Ang rotation niya is counterclockwise. Malinaw naman, ano? Malinaw naman sa problem. Yan ang kanyang rotation. Since counterclockwise, therefore, minus 50 Newton meter. Huwag ko na isulat yung unit. Unit-wise naman na yan. Then, last force natin is yung 150 Newton. So, papunta sa A, ang rotation niya ay clockwise or counter? Counterclockwise, ano? So, negative 10. So, negative, tama, counterclockwise, di ba? Okay, tulungan niyo naman ako. Tama, di ba? Counterclockwise.
Opo, sir. Tama po.
Kala ko ako na lang nagsasalita. 150 Newton, ang distance niya is so 30, no? Kasi nandito yung 150 mo, distance niya from A is 30. 150 times 30. At tingnan natin sulat yung unit. Ayun. Sige, so summation of moment at A. Tingnan natin kung tama itong. Tama naman yan, as long as maglagay-lagay ka ng arrow, hindi ka malilito dyan sa moment. Madali lang yung moment. Negative 200.
Hindi na
Ano
po
yun, ano yun?
i-convert yung 30 sa meters po.
Oo nga pala. 0.3. Yun, thank you. 30 cm nga pala yan. Sorry. Thank you. 0.13 plus 150 4/5 times 0.15 minus 50 minus 150 times 0.30. Yun. So, negative 103. Check natin. Tama. Yan. So, negative 103 Newton meter. Diba? Basic. Yabang yun. Yap lang. Ayan. So, moment lang. Then, ano yung last na tinatanong? Yung theta nung ano. Yung theta nung resultant natin. So, theta nung resultant, summation of f of x over f of y, ano? Tangent inverse of f of y over f of x. Okay? So, tangent inverse of f of y natin is 290, 30, f of x is 290. Yung negative sign is just a magnitude, ano. Mamaya mag-figure out naman natin yan pag dinrawing natin sa x and y component. So, consider natin as positive, no? 30 over 290. Therefore, theta is equals to shift tan of 30 over 290. Okay, so 5.91. So para ma-determine mo kung nasaan yung iyong resultant force, no? Gawa ka ng x and y component. Yan. So ano ba yung summation of f of x po? Negative, ano? So negative 290, so malamang sa malamang. Andito yan. Nasa left side siya, no? Cartesian plane. Yan, no? F of y mo is positive 30. Therefore, nasa taas yan. Kasi therefore, yung theta mo ay nandito. Yung theta mo nandito. Then, ang resultant mo nandito. Now, ano yung sinasabing 5.91? 5.91, ipa-plus mo yan ng 180. So, bali ang rotation yan ay counterclockwise since yung y mo, summation of f of y, f of x is negative. Okay? So, therefore, yung correct angle mo dito, correct theta is equals to 180 plus 5.91. Theta mo is 185.91 degree. So from here, punta dito, theta mo is 185.91. So ganun siya. Ganun mo siya i-visualize. Ano? Nakadepende kung nasaan ang resultant. So 185.9. So I hope clear yun, ano? Yung number 12 natin. Okay, so number 13 tayo. Yung figure na. Okay. Number 13, two identical spheres weighing 100 kilonewton are placed as shown. The line connecting the two centers of the spheres make an angle of 30 degrees to the horizontal surface. All walls are smooth and frictionless. Determine the reaction force at A. Okay. So sinabi dito sa problem, or I mean kung mapapansin natin dito sa ating system, andyan pa ba kayo? Okay, kung mapapansin natin dito sa ating system, ano siya, equilibrium. Again, pag equilibrium, yung mga forces mo naka-stable, no? So hindi naman siya gumagalaw, ano, yung ating dalawang sphere. So since hindi yan gumagalaw, naka-rest yan, therefore, under siya ng equilibrium. So pwede natin siyang gamitan ng ang magandang approach dito Eton method. So etong dalawang sphere, may mag-apply na weight, tama? Which is 100 kilonewton. Okay? So kung meron kang weight, meron ka dapat normal force. Yan. Then, since meron kang point A dito, dapat meron din siyang reaction at point A. Okay? So kung napansin nyo, tatlong force, pwede tayong gumamit ng polygon method. So, kunin muna natin siguro yung mga angle. Ano? So, extend natin tong weight. Ano? Kuha tayo ng line dito. Okay. Extend natin yan. So, kung ito 30, kung 30 degrees to, ito 90, ilang degrees to? 60. Tama? Tama, di ba? Tama yan. RA. Yan. Nababasa niyo ba yung reaction at A? Basta dito ko sulat yan. Tatlong force yan. Okay? So, kung 30 to, ito 90, 60 yan. Okay? Then extend natin itong line sa baba, yung may 60 angle. Pag in-extend natin yan, kung 60 yan, matik ito, 30 degree. So ito, right triangle. Okay? So kung 60 to, opposite niyan ay 60 degree din. So yun na, may dalawa na tayong angle, pwede natin ma-form yung polygon method. So weight natin, pababa. Weight is equals to 100 kilonewton. Then, yung RA natin, pakanan, ano? Yun. Reaction at A. So, angle ng RA natin is 60 degree. Okay. Then, yung N natin, papunta sa left, ano? Lahat ng sides niyan ay pare-parehas. Therefore, RA natin is 100 kilonewton. Normal force is 100 kilonewton. So, ang sagot dyan, the number 13 is reaction at force A, RA is 100 kilonewton. So, basic trigo lang yan. Diba? Parang yan lang. Gets nyo ba? Gets na yan. Next item. Okay, 14. So, number 14. So, beam na tayo, no? So, I hope familiar kayo sa mga klase ng beam, ano? May mga factor yan na minumultiply. Depende kung ano yung structure ng beam. Number 14, a simply supported beam is 5 meters in length. It carries uniformly distributed load, including its own weight of 300 Newton per meter and concentrated load of 100 Newton. 2 meters from the left end. Find the reaction A at the left end. So, maganda to. Gawan mo siya ng illustration. So, meron kang beam. Ano yung span niya? 5 meters. Yun. 5 meters in length. Okay. So, let's say ito yung ating beam, ano? Okay. Uniformly distributed, ibig sabihin, yan, pare-pares yung force mo yan. Yan, okay na yan. Uniformly distributed, including its own weight of 300 Newton meter. So, itong uniform distributed is 300 Newton meters. Okay. So, meron kang point A. So, ito. Then, let's say ito, lagay natin as point B. Okay. So, since yung reaction, yung force na nakalagay sa beam is pababa, ano? So, maglagay ka ng reaction at A and also reaction at B para equilibrium sila. So, reaction at A mo, kung pababa yan, dapat pataas yung reaction mo. Same with B. Kasi sila yung parang support yan. Kasi kung lahat yung pababa, bagsak yan. Parang integ lang natin. Ano? Yan. So, dapat may contradicting forces. Okay. So, meron tayong force, load of 100 Newton, 2 meters from the left hand. So, kung ito 5 meters, total length ng ating beam, ano? So yung 2 meters daw, let's say, mula here hanggang dito. Andun daw yung ating 100 Newton na load. Yan. Okay? So ano pa? Okay. So yeah, okay na siguro yan. 2 meters. So find the reaction at point A. So ang hinahanap dito natin is RA. So kapag sa beam, ang approach dito, i-convert mo yung uniform load into a single force, no? So para ma-convert mo 'yan, so convert uniform load into single force. Yan. So para ma-convert mo 'yan, so yung 300 Newton per meter, i-multiply mo sa total, which is 5 meters. No? So maka-cancel yung meters. Therefore, ang force mo is 5 times 300, 1.5 Newton. So yung 1.5 Newton na yan, sa convert mo na into single force, mag-apply yan dapat sa gitna ng iyong beam. No? So gamitin natin ang FPD diagram. So let's say ito yung gitna mo, no? 2.5. So nandito siya. 1.5 Newton. Yung 100 Newton mo, let's say, nandito siya sa 2 meters. Okay, then meron ka ditong reaction at A. And hindi naman hinahanap si reaction at P. So lagay natin as A. So from here hanggang dito, sukat niya is 2.5 meters. So mula RA hanggang dulo, sukat niya is 5 meters. Then yung 100 Newton, sukat niya is 2 meters. So summation of moment ang gagawin mo kapag na-write mo na siya into free body diagram. Okay? So summation of moment at point B. Since reaction at A ang hinahanap. Okay. So medyo kapalan ko lang yung araw dito. Yan. So RA ang hinahanap. So summation of moment at point B is equals to 0. So ano unahin natin? Let's say rotation natin clockwise is positive. So paikutin muna natin si 100 Newton doon sa B. Rotation natin ay counterclockwise, ano? Therefore, negative 100 Newton, distance niya is ilan? 3, no? Mula doon sa B. So 3 meters. Then next na i-rotate natin sa B. Then si RA, paikutin natin. Ayun, rotation natin is clockwise. So positive yan. Lost RA, distance niya is 5 meters. Then equate natin sa 0, if solve, makukuha mo yung reaction at A. Negative 100 times 3 minus 1.5 times 2.5 plus alpha x times 5 is equals to 0. Shift solve. Okay, so 810. Landaya yan ha. 810 Newton. Okay, so next, number 15. Okay. So number 15, next topic na tayo. Tapos na tayo dito sa mga forces. I hope marunong na kayo moment and summation of forces X and Y. So dito na tayo sa friction on sliding block. Okay? So kapag plane, walang problema yan, no? Y is yung Y component, which is yung weight, is equals to normal force. X component, frictional force is equals to yung normal force. Okay? Normal. Yung force P na tinatawag. Force noong iyong block. Okay. So kapag walang angle, hindi siya sliding, ano? Nasa ground lang siya. Basic lang yan i-solve kasi summation of forces X and Y lang siya. Nagiging komplikado lang kapag ito na yung nagiging sliding na. So let's say, paano ko ba ito i-illustrate? Let's say, ano ba yung concept ng friction? Ano ba magtulak ng ng cabinet? Let's say, kayo to, no? Pag nagtulak kayo ng cabinet, di ba? Parang may resulak sa inyo pabalik, no? Parang ang hirap na itulak, parang may contradicting force. So, yung contradicting force na yun yung tinatawag frictional force. Okay? So, yun yung concept ng frictional force. So, yung force na ina-exert mo is equals to on sa frictional force no nung sa cabinet. So, yan yung concept niya. Now, kapag mayroong angle, no, usually ito ang tinatanong sa word exam, yung may theta. So, paano nakuha si theta? Let's say, ito ang given palagi, So, paano siya naging equal dyan? So, gawa ka ng vertical line mula dun sa yung origin. Kita ba? Ibahin ko yung kulay. Kulay violet. Yan. No? Pag gumawa ka ng vertical line dyan, let's say, theta mo is 30 degree. No? Matik ito, 90 degree. So, 30 plus 90 is 120. So, automatic ito, 60. 60 degree. So, dapat, kung 60 to, ito ay 30 degree din. So, itong theta is equals to theta nito. Tama? Medyo maliit kasi. Pero, I hope na iintindihan. Lakihan. Ayun. Okay? So, yung theta nito is equals to theta here. Then, ang tawag nito sa trigo, opposite angle. Kaya yung theta dito is equals to theta dito. Okay? So, doon ang galing yung concept niya. So, yeah. Okay na siguro yan. So, try natin mag-solve ng problem. Number 15. Okay, number 15, a block weighing 500 kilonewton rests on a ramp inclined at 25 degree with the horizontal. Determine the force tending to move block down the ramp. Okay, so meron tayong block. So naka-incline siya at 25 degree. Okay. Okay. Okay, so yung 500 kilonewton, kasi ito yung X and Y component natin. Okay, so yung 500 kilonewton, naka-incline yan ng 25 degrees since yung angle nga nila ay parehas. So 500 kilonewton, ito yung 25 degree. Okay. Pababa yan ha. Bakit pataas nilagay? Lakayan ko lang yung ano ko, diagram. Hindi magkasya. Okay. Okay. So ito yung 25 degree. Okay. Okay. Okay, so yung weight natin, pababa yan ha. Weight is equals to 500 kilonewton. And meron kang forces acting on X. Naka-theta yan. WX, yan yung WY mo, pababa din. WY. Okay? And opposite ng weight is normal force. Then, meron kang force P dito. Yan sa diagram. Yung force P mo, papunta sa right. Then, ang opposite niya is friction force. No? Meron kang force P dito. Then, opposite niya is friction force. So, pwede mo siyang i-rewrite in, anong tawag doon? Free body diagram. No? So, again, paano nakuha yung angle? Pakita ko ulit dito. No? So, kung 25 yan, kuha ka dito ng straight line. 25. Kasi ito yung beta, no? Beta plus theta is equals to 90. Since 90 to, beta mo is 65, tama ba? So kung 65 yan, dapat 25 degrees din to. Then opposite angle is 25. Ang tawag dito sa dalawang to, opposite angle. Ang tawag dito sa beta and 25, ang tawag dyan is complementary angle. So I hope natatandaan niyo pa yung tinuro ko sa trigo. Okay. So number 15, mas madali siyang isolve ng polygon method. So you have weight na pababa. Okay. Meron kang weight ng X component na papunta sa left. And meron kang weight ng Y na pababa din. Okay? So mas magandang approach is polygon method. Okay. Then theta mo, andito no, which is 25. degree. Okay, so ang hinahanap is the force tending to move the block down the ramp. So ang hinahanap dito, yung magpapagalaw daw, yung force na magpapagalaw doon sa ating block, which is Wx. Therefore, Wx is equals to, ano yung relation ng Wx sa angle? Opposite. Therefore, sine ang gagamitin natin na trigo function. So, W sine theta. W natin, 500 kilonewton. Sine 25. So, yun. Makukuha mo na si number 15. 500 sine 25. 211.31 kilonewton. Okay, so I hope naintindihan nyo. Okay, next item. So, ganyan dapat mga solution nyo. Ganyan lang kaikli. Huwag nyo nang pahabain. Okay, next item, number 16. So, number 16, a 500 kilogram block is resting on a 30-degree inclined plane with mu is equals to 0.3. Find the required force P acting horizontally that will start the block up the plane. Okay, so another problem ng sliding block. So, drawing muna natin yung. Alam ko may figure ako dito. Teka. Kopyahin ko na lang yung figure, ano? Para madali. Teka, answer lang muna ako. Para di na ako mag-drawing. Okay. Share screen na. Kita na yung screen ko.
Kita na, sir.
Okay, thank you. Kinuha ko na figure, hindi na mag- Ganun tsura niya, no? So, same lang din nung number 15. Paano ko siya din drawing. So, yung weight mo pababa, ang Wx and Wy. Then, yung P mo, contradicting doon sa frictional force. Then, yung N mo is contradicting doon sa weight. Okay. So, mas magandang approach dito, gagawin mo siya ng free body diagram. So, ilalagay mo siya sa position plane. Kasi, yung iba, pag mabilis na mag-solve, kaya na to, no? Mag-summation of force dyan. Pero since mga beginner pa lang kayo, so ilipat natin ng free body diagram. Yung iba dito, yung iba, pag makikita nyo sa pahin yung ulo nakaganyan. Ayan. Nakatabingi din pag directly sila nagsasolve yan. Para hindi na tumabingi yung ulo natin, lipat natin ng free body. Then pag na-practice nyo na na-practice yan, mabilis na lang yan. Teka, saan na ba ako? Ayun. Yan. Okay. Ilipat muna natin ng free body kasi mga baguhan pa naman tayo. Okay. So, si normal force, nasa taas yan. So, ito yan, N. Frictional force, nasa left side ng ating partition plane. Okay. Si weight natin, pababa, no? So, kapag in-extend niya, yan yung magiging weight mo, no? Then, gagamit ka ng concept sa trigo, which is yung opposite angle. So, nandyan yung theta mo. So, nandito dapat yung 30 degree. So, wait. Dito si weight ng X. So, si Y, pababa. Yan. So, ito yung weight ng Y component. So, 30 minus 90 is 60. Mas madali kasi sa akin kapag yung angle nakalapat sa x-axis. No? Yan. Okay. So, ano pa ang pwedeng ilipat? Yung force P, since naka-angle din siya na 30, so pag in-extend mo yan, kasi ito yung force P mo, no? Pag in-extend mo yan, yan yung nakalagay. Then yung theta mo, nandito, since opposite siya. Tama? Okay. So, extend lang natin si force P. Nandito siya, theta mo, nandito. Which is 30. So, therefore, ito, 60 degree. So, x component, andito, P cosine 30. Y component, pababa din. Since force mo, pababa. Py or P sine 30. Then, kompleto na ba? Since kompleto na, pwede na tayo mag-summation of forces. So, tandaan nyo, formula ng frictional force is mu times N. Ito, no? So, always yan ha, pag nag-summation of. Yan. Si frictional force always kino-convert ng normal force para ma-lessen mo yung variable. So, frictional force is mu times N. Yun lang naman yung tatandaan nyo dyan. Okay, so summation of mu N. So, summation of force, horizontal muna tayo. Summation of f of x is equals to 0. Okay. Asan yung mga x component natin? Cosine positive, wx negative, ff negative. So negative frictional force, negative wx plus p cosine 30 is equals to 0. Okay? So ano formula ng frictional force? Mu n. Ano yung mu natin? 0.3. Normal force, wala tayong value. So, write mo siya in terms of n. So, 0.3 n, negative 0.3 n. Wx natin, since merong given na weight, which is 500 kilogram. So, 60 ang angle, ano? So, W cosine 60 minus W cosine 60 plus P cos 30 degree. So, simplify lang natin. So, negative 0.3n plus P cos 30 is equals to W cos 60. Okay? Nilipat ko lang si W cos 60 sa kabila. Anong value ng W? So, 500. Gawin natin 500 cos 60. Solve natin as equation number 1. Okay. Then, summation of f of y tayo is equals to 0. So, ano yung mga component ng y? Meron tayong p, meron tayong weight. And also, meron tayong normal force. So, normal force minus p minus w. wy and py. Okay? So, normal force minus, ano yung angle natin? 30, ano? P sine 30. P sine 30. Then minus, weight natin is pababa din. So, angle 60. W sine 60. is equals to 0. So, lipat din natin si W sa kabila para maano natin, magamitan ng Caltech. Ano? So, N minus P sine 60 is equals to W natin is 500 sine 60. Equation number 2, two equations to unknown, mode 5.1. So mode 5.1, we have first equation, negative 0.3. Second equation is cosine 30 equals to 500 cosine 60. Okay. Then second equation, n, so 1, negative sine 60 is equals to 500 sine 60. So press equals, lalabas si x, then lalabas si y. Check natin kung tama input. 0.3 cos 30, ano? Okay, then 500 cos 60. Okay, tama naman. Yung pangalawa, 1 negative sine, wait lang. Ano yung angle natin? 30 pala, no? Sine 30. Kaya pala medyo malaki yung lumabas. Okay. Sine 30 is equals to 500 sine 60. Double check nyo lagi ano yung input nyo. Okay. So x natin is 698. So ano yung x mo? Yan yung n. 698.3 Newton. Then yung y mo, yan yung pangalawang term, which is p. 530.57. Okay. Then check natin kung tama. So yan. So ang hinahanap dito is force P, which is 530. So tama naman siya. So mode 5.1 lang siya. Okay, so number 17. A horizontal force P acts on the top of 30 kilogram block having width of 25 cm and a height of 50 cm. If the coefficient of friction between the block and the plane is 0.33, what is the value of P for motion to impend? So ang tinatanong dito is the force P, same, meron ka daw block, ano? I-visualize muna natin. So meron ka daw 30 kilogram block. Then meron kang horizontal force P acts on the top of 30 kilogram block. So horizontal force na nag-act doon sa top, so ito siya. Okay, force P. Horizontal. Okay. Having 25 cm width, so 25 cm, and height of 50 cm. Okay. So if the coefficient of friction between the block and the plane, so ito yung plane mo, no? So rigid plane yan. Okay? Is 0.33. So mu mo is 0.33. Find the value of P for the motion to impend. So impend, ibig sabihin, parang ititip niya or ititilt niya yung block mo. So from that figure, parang ganito yung magiging itsura niya. Freehan ko na lang. Yan. So yung force mo yung tutulak doon sa block. Anong force daw yun para ma-tilt mo or ma-tip mo yung block, which is 30 kilogram. So 30 kilogram nag-aakyan sa center ng block natin. So, kung may weight ka dyan, meron kang normal force dapat dito sa dulo na magre-resist doon sa pag-tilt ng iyong block. Okay? So let's say ito, 0.0 to, yung nasa normal force. And yung weight mo always yung nasa center ng object, which is, ilan ba to? 30 kilogram. So kung nasa center yan, 25 divided 2 is 12.5 cm yan. Tapos ito, 25 cm, ito ay 50 cm. Yan. Okay. So kung meron kang normal force, meron kang force P na magtutulak doon sa iyong block, anong opposite ng force P? Dapat meron ka rin frictional force. So ang gagamitin mo dito is summation of moment at point O is equals to 0. Or pwedeng clockwise rotation is equals to counterclockwise rotation. Okay, so sa point O tayo magro-rotate. Ito yung point O. So, si P muna, anong rotation niya papunta ng point O? Clockwise, ano? So, force P, anong distance niya? 50 cm. Is equals to, ano magre-resist na force? Yung frictional force. Tama? Yan lang namang dalawang yan ang magkalaban dyan. So at point O, ang rotation niya ay counterclockwise. So therefore, we have frictional force times distance of 12.5. Tama ba? Yeah. Ay, hindi ko. Si weight siguro yung ano. Yeah, tama yan. 12.5. Okay, so solve natin si frictional force UN times 12.5 then 50 cm. Okay. So si normal force is equals to weight, no? Which is ilang ba weight natin? 30 kilogram. So therefore, P times 50 cm is equals to, U natin is 0.33. Normal force is 30, which is equals to weight times 12.5. Okay, makuha natin si value ng P. So mode 1, 0.33 times 30 times 12.5 over 50. Oh. Saan kaya ako namali? Teka. Point 33, 30, 12.5 over 50. Tama naman, 2.475. Point 33 times 30, 9.9. Okay. So, hindi si frictional force ang gagamitin natin. Si ano? Si weight. Ulitin natin yung equation. Kasi si frictional force walang distance. Ulit-ulit. So si P, rotation niya is papunta sa O, ano? Clockwise. So P, distance niya is 50 cm. Is equals to, so ang gagamitin natin is si weight papunta sa O. Kasi meron kang horizontal distance, yung weight mo is pababa. So may summation of moment din dyan. Mali yung equation ko kanina. So papunta sa O is counterclockwise. So 12.5. So weight times 12.5 cm. Okay? 50 cm. Weight natin is 30 kilogram. Distance is 12.5. Okay, so sana tama na. So 30 times 12.5 over 50. So ayun, 7.5. So force P is 7.5 kilogram. Yan yung need mo para matilt mo yung block mo. Okay. So yeah, yun lang pala yun. Okay. So ilang item pa to? Last 24 plus 7. Okay, next item. Thank you. Kaya pa ba? Kaya pa yan. Tapusin natin. Then sa Friday na yung dynamics. So pakisync in muna nitong statics. Kasi sa dynamics, related sila. So aralin nyo muna to, pakimaster, para pag nag-dynamics tayo, medyo madali na lang ma-absorb. Okay, so number 18, a 200-pound block is initially at rest on a flat surface that inclined at 30 degrees. If the coefficient of kinetic friction is 0.3 and the coefficient of static friction is 0.4, find the force required to start the block moving up the plane. So under pa rin siya ng frictional force, no? So under siya nitong sliding block. So try natin gawa ng illustration. Okay. So, angle natin is 30 degrees. Then, weight natin is 250 pounds. So, kung mapapansin nyo sa problem, dalawa yung given na coefficient. No? So, yung coefficient na gagamitin, nakadepende dun sa required sa problem. Okay. So, ito yung block natin. So, meron tayo dito frictional force. Opposite niya is force P. Meron tayong normal force. Opposite niya yung weight. Okay. So, kung 30 yan, matic 30 degree to. Meron tayong X component dito, WX. Then, meron tayong WY na pababa. And nandito yung weight natin, which is 250 pounds. Okay, sige. Lipat natin ang free body diagram. Okay. So, N mo, nasa taas. P mo, nasa right. Frictional force is equals to, so ang tanong dito, find the force required to start the block. Ibig sabihin, hindi pa nag-i-slide yung block mo. So, since dalawa yung friction natin, static and kinetic, ang gagamitin mo is yung static. Since magsisimula pa lang naman mag-slide yung block. Kapag moving na yan, ang tanong sa problem, kinetic ang gagamitin. Okay? So, I hope naintindihan yun. Since yung word natin, keyword is start, di pa gumagalaw. Gamitin natin friction is static. Therefore, frictional force is equals to US times the normal force. And nandito yung ating weight. Theta natin is 30 degree. Weight of 250 pounds. Weight ng X natin, nandito, then weight of Y, pababa. Okay, so summation of forces tayo. Summation of forces of X is equals to 0. So yung X natin, meron tayong force P, positive, kasi nasa right. Meron tayong frictional force, which is nasa left, so negative, USN. Okay? Then, meron tayong WX, which is 250 sine 30, kasi hindi siya nakalapat sa x-axis, is equals to 0. Okay? So, therefore, P is equals to, lipat natin yung dalawang terms sa right side of the equation. US natin is 0.4, N natin is wala pa ano. So, mamaya pa siguro yan. Write natin as equation number 1. Summation of f of y muna tayo. Summation of f of y, we have n, positive. Meron tayong wy, which is negative 250. Relation niya is cosine. Kasi adjacent siya. Wy, tsaka 30 adjacent, so cosine. Cosine 30 degree is equals to 0. Therefore, n is equals to, ipat natin yung 250. Yan yung value ng n. Cosine 30. 216.51. So, since ako muna si n, balikan ng number 1. From equation 1, we have P is equals to USN. So, 0.4 yung US times N natin to 16.51. Then plus 250 sine 30. Okay, so masolve mo na si required na P. So, 216 times 0.4 plus 250 sine 30. Okay, so 211.6. Unit natin is pounds. So, check natin kung tama. Okay, so 211.6. Okay, so next item tayo. So, ito ang pinakamahirap sa lahat, number 19. Okay, so number 19, a 4-meter ladder weighing 200 Newton is placed as shown. When an 800 Newton person climbs 3 meters above the lower end, the ladder is just about to slip. Determine the friction coefficient between the ladder and the floor. The coefficient of friction between the ladder and the wall is 0.20. So meron ka daw ladder, ito yung 4 meters. Meron daw na 800 man na umakyat dyan sa ladder, 3 meter above doon sa lower end. Okay? So nung narit na niya yung 3 meter, yung ladder daw is about to slip. May sabihin, nang babagsak na. No? So ang tinatanong dito is yung coefficient of friction between the ladder and the floor nung coefficient of friction nung ladder and the floor. Okay. So paano ba ito? Wait lang. Okay. So kunin natin yung center, which is 2 meters. So kung ito 3 meters, automatic 1 meter. So ito, naglolo ko yung ko. Ito 1 meter, ano. Then, mula dito hanggang dito sa center, yan. So, ano to? 2 meters. Okay, lahati ng 4. Then, since paakyat yung man, no? So, yung ating normal force, pataas din. Ito, sa A, meron tayo ditong then frictional force natin, normal force at A. Okay, ay papuntang kanan. Kita nyo ba? Kulay-pula na lang. So, ito yung ating frictional force. Frictional force at point A. Then let's say, assign natin to as point B. Okay. Okay. So, sa point B, normal force natin, andito siya. Okay. Then, frictional force natin, yung opposite ng normal force. So, kung horizontal yan, dapat pataas. O, pakiaral to ha, kasi finals natin to. Statics and dynamics. Yan. So, I hope nakikita yung ano. Frictional force at point B. Yan. So, yung 200 Newton na sinasabi na weight ng ladder, so andun siya sa center. Always naman yung weight ng object, laging nasa center ng, or nasa centroid ng object. Okay? So, doon siya nag-act. So, siguro yan. Equation of f of x muna. Summation of f of x is equals to 0. So, nasan yung x component natin? Frictional force at A. Then, normal force at P. So, pa-left, therefore, minus NP. Is equals to 0. Therefore, frictional force at A is equals to normal force at point P. So, serve natin as equation number 1. Then, mag-summation of force Y tayo is equals to 0. So, yung Y ang marami, ano? So, meron tayong 200 Newton. Since pababa yan, so negative 200 Newton. 800 Newton, since pababa yan, negative 800 Newton. Then, also meron tayong normal force at A, so pataas, ano? So, plus NA. Then, meron tayong frictional force at B, which is pataas din. So, plus frictional force at B is equals to 0. Okay. So, negative 200 minus 800 is negative 1,000 Newton plus anong formula ng NA natin? Normal force is sige. Hindi pala pwedeng i-rewrite ng other variable. So, write natin as NA na lang. Final i-rewrite, which is mu at P times normal force at P is equals to 0. Okay? So, ilipat natin si 1,000 sa right side of the equation. Therefore, ang equation natin is NA plus UB, which is 0.20. No? The coefficient of friction between ladder and the wall. So, ito yung ladder, then ito yung wall mo. So, coefficient UB siya, 0.20. So, yung NB natin equals sa frictional force at A. So, i-write natin as one variable na lang para hindi mahirap isolve. Is equals to 1,000 Newton. So, serve natin as equation number 2. Okay. Then, for the last equation, mag-summation of moment tayo. So, since ang hinahanap dito is UA, sa A component, maganda mag-summation at P. No? Summation of moment at P. Okay? So, summation of moment at P is equals to 0, where clockwise rotation is equals to positive. Okay. So, kunin muna natin yung yung distance from here sa top ng ladder hanggang dun sa ground. No? So, merong drawing natin. So, meron kang 4. Then, ito yung nahanap, no? Yung vertical distance. Then, meron kang okay. Sa baba. So, x did, ano ba yung masusunod? So, let's say y. Walang binigay na distance. But meron ka palang angle. So, angle 30. So, pwede mo makuha si x. X is equals to 4 cosine 30. For cosine 30. Yan, 2 square root of 3. Therefore, 2 square root of t yung sukat nito. Okay? Since dalawa na yung side mo no, ng triangle, makuha mo na rin si y by using a Pythagorean theorem. Square root of 4 squared minus 2 square root of 3 squared. Okay, so therefore y natin is equals to 2. So ang sukat nito, here, papunta dito is 2 meters. Okay, yan. Okay. Then since sinati natin siya sa gitna, so makaka-formulate tayo ng small triangle. So kunin din natin yung side niyan, yung small triangle na yan. So ang iyong hypotenuse is 2 meters. Meron kang angle of 30. So makuha mo si x. Divide mo lang sa 2 yung 2 square root of 3. X is equals to square root of 3. Then y, ng small triangle, is equals to square root of 2 squared square root of 2 squared minus square root of 3 squared is 3. Okay, so therefore y mo is equals to 1. So yung small triangle mo is ito, 1 meters. Okay, so I hope naintindihan niyo lang. So okay na, may side ka na, no? Nakuha mo na yung side ng wall. So, pwede ka na mag-summation ng moment at P. So ang unang iikutan mo sa P is yung 200 Newton. No? 200 Newton, anong rotation niya? Counterclockwise. So, since counterclockwise, negative siya. Negative 200, problema mo na lang yung distance. Since yung 200 Newton is nandito sa 1 meter, therefore, negative 200 times 1 ang iyong equation. Okay. So next na magro-rotate is 800 papunta sa P. So counterclockwise, matic uh, negative. Okay? So negative 800, problema mo na lang yung distance. So kung 1, yung distance ng 200, so since 2 meters lang naman yan, so 1 divide 2 is 0.5. So therefore, negative 800 times 0.5. Okay? Ng meter kayo malito. Okay na yung 800, okay na yung 200 Newton. Yung NA, no? Paikuti natin. So rotation ng NA ay clockwise. So positive. Therefore, plus NA times 2 meters. Okay. So ano pa yung force? Ito. 2 square root of 3 tsaka yung frictional force at A. Paikutin natin. Counterclockwise, so negative. Negative FFA times 2 square root of 3 is equals to 0. Okay? And simplify natin lahat ng pwedeng masimplify. 200 times 1 is 200 minus 800 is 800 Newton meter. So, pwede na muna natin isulat yung unit. Unit-wise naman yan. Plus NA times 2 meter. Inad ko lang yan kaya negative 600. Tapos kinapi ko to, NA 2 meters. Minus frictional force 2 square root of 3 frictional force of M is equals to 0. Okay, so check natin yung format ng equation number 2 natin. So NA plus FFA is equals to constant. So ganun din yung gawin natin forma ng summation ng moment. So NA, so 2NA plus FFA, so minus 2 square root of 3 is equals to constant, which is 600. So equation number 3. Okay. 1, equation 2 and 3. Okay. Mode 5.1. Okay. So for equation number 2, we have NA, so 1, 0.2 FFA, so 0.2, then 1,000. Okay, so equation number 3, we have 2NA, so 2, negative 2 square root of 3, then constant natin is 600. Okay, 600 lang. So ang unang lalabas dyan is NA, which is yung X, pangalawa is FFA, which is yung Y. Okay. So solve for the value of NA, we have 927.54, and also we have frictional force at A, which is 362.31. So unit mo dito is Newton. Pero hindi yan sa problem is determine the coefficient of friction between the ladder and the floor. Ladder and the floor, ito siya, no? Point A. So mu A ang hinahanap. So balik tayo doon sa formula natin. Formula ng mu is ipat lang natin to, no? Frictional force divided by the normal force. So yun yung gagamitin natin for number 19. So mu A is equals to frictional force at A divided by normal force at B. Okay? So 362 divide mode 1, 362.31 divide 927.54. Okay, so 0.39 yung coefficient of friction ng ating ladder and floor. Check natin kung tama. Yeah. Answer is 0.39. Okay. Okay. Okay, so number 20 tayo. So number 20 is under no tension na, no? Dito na tayo sa tension. I hope natatandaan to. Sa machine design ata ito, no? Sa mga belts. Okay, so belt friction is equal to T sub 1 over T sub 2. Yun yung formula natin, no, sa machine design. Is equals to E raised to mu times, yung iba theta, pero yung gamit ko dito is beta. Okay, where T1 is the tight side, T2 is the slack side. Then, minsan meron din tayong weight, pero hindi naman naka-indicate dito sa problem. No? Then, beta is the angle of contact. Yung mu, yan yung coefficient of friction. Now, for rolling objects, waitan ko lang. For rolling objects, we have frictional force is equals to mu times weight over the radius. Okay? So, W over R times coefficient of friction lang siya. So, mostly kapag rolling objects sa mga tanong sa board exam, mostly direct sub lang to. Then, itong belt friction, ganun lang din. So, hindi siya masyadong kailangan ng analyzation. So, try natin yung number 20. So, number 20, 4 turns of rope around a horizontal post will hold a 1,000 pound weight with a pull of 10 pounds. Find the coefficient of friction between the rope and the post. For number 20, meron daw tayong horizontal post. Ano tayong poste, no? Yan. Tapos, so nag-ikot tayo ng rope, 4 na beses. 1, 2, 3, then 4. Yan. So, kaya niya mag-hold ng weight of 1,000 pounds. Then yung pull natin, yung nasa dulo nito, which is 10 pounds. Okay. Find the coefficient of friction between the rope and the post. Okay. So since coefficient of friction, meron tayong tension, ano? Parang concept ng belt friction. So itong formula ang gagamitin natin. T1 over T2 is equals to E raised to mu beta. So kailangan i-determine mo what is the slack side and what is the yung tight side. Okay? Yung tight side natin, dito sa illustration natin, tight side is yung T1, which is 1,000. Yan yung slack side is 10 pounds. So therefore, 1,000 over 10 is equals to E raised to mu. Ano yung angle? So walang binigay na angle. Pero kung mawawala ka ang rotation, ano? Ilang beses inikot? 4. So kung 4 ang rotation mo, so 2 turns is 2 pi. Diba? 2 pi represent yung rotation, 4 represent yung 4 turns. So yung angle mo dito is 4 times 2 pi. Okay, so masasolve mo na si mu, which is yung required sa problem. So 100 is equals to E raised to alpha x. 8 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8 pi. Shift solve. Okay, so 0.183. So mu natin ay 0.183. So okay na siguro to. So last topic na tayo. Nagets ba yung number 20? So, rolling objects, more on direct sub lang yan. Kaya hindi na ako naglagay ng example. Kasi napakalawak talaga na itong mechanics. So, next topic na tayo, which is parabolic cables. Buhay pa ba kayo? Andiyan pa ba yung mga estudyante ko?
Yes po, sir.
Ayun.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, last topic na tayo, parabolic cable. Okay, so for example, meron tayong kable ng kuryente. No? So, nakakita na kayo ng kable ng kuryente, di ba? Yung cable natin. Tama? So, lahat kayo nakakita na ng kable ng kuryente, no? So, kung mapapansin natin, yung kable ng kuryente is laging nakasag, no? Yung na-discuss natin kanina or nakalundo. So, at initial, yung kable ng kuryente, straight line yan. So, itong L yan. At kalaunan, nagsasag yan. No? So, yung pagkasag na yan, nagpo-form yan lagi ng parabolic. So, ito yung diniscuss, I think, ni Sir Capote nung nag-seminar siya, no? Parabolic cable. Okay, so first, discuss muna natin yung parabolic cable. So, by definition, parabolic cable is, the cable is parabolic if the loading is uniformly distributed horizontally and the span to sag ratio is greater than 10 or L over T is greater than 10. Yung span, ito yung capital letter L. Okay? Span is represented by L. Ito yung layo ng dalawang poste. Diba? Or dalawang support. Kasi hindi lang naman sa kable ng kuryente ito ina-apply. Pwede rin ito sa tulay or marami siyang applications. Okay? So, span is represented by capital letter L. Yan yung distance ng dalawang poste or dalawang support. Then yung sag, yan yung pagkakalundo nga, no? Sinasabi ko sa inyo. Sag is represented by T. Parang lundo, lawlaw. Parang ganun, ano? Tama ba yung term ko? Basta yun, lundo. Sag. Okay. Hindi kasi pwedeng lubog eh. Di ba? Medyo malayo na yung term na lubog. Pagkalawlaw siguro or lundo. Yan. Okay, pwede na siguro. Okay? So since dalawa yung type ng cable natin, isa parabolic, isa catenary, lagi mong iti-test yung L over T or yung tinatawag na sag to span to sag ratio. Okay? So kapag greater than 10 yan, yung ratio nila, considered mo or gagamitin mo formula is yung parabolic cable. Okay? So yan yan. But there are some problem na kahit hindi ka na mag-test ng L over T, basta pag sabi sa problem na uniformly distributed horizontally, ito yan eh, yung omega, ito yung tinatawag na uniformly distributed horizontally, matik ang formula na gagamitin mo is parabolic cable. Okay? So yan yung palatandaan dyan. So formula natin, tension at the ropes, yan yung T. T is equal to the square root of omega L over 2 squared plus H squared. So, naka-form tayo ng right triangle. Kaya Pythagorean yung ginamit natin. Tension at the lowest point, yan yung H. Yung tension dito is WL squared over 8P. So, mostly, ang formula nito na derived galing sa formula ng PIB. No? The length of the cable is represented by S. Okay? So, length of the cable, so mula dito hanggang dito. So S is equals to L plus 8T squared over 3L minus 32D raised to 4 over 5L raised to 3. Okay? So again, H is the tension or intensity at the lowest point. Omega is the intensity. Itong omega na to, ito yung dahilan kung bakit nagsasag yung cable, no? Due to the force applied doon sa kable, yun. Kalaunan, nagsasag, then nagpo-form siya ng parabolic profile. Then D is the allowable sag, L is the span or distance between two support, L is the length of the cable, and T is the tension at the support. Okay, so yeah, okay na siguro yan. Try natin mag-solve ng sample problem. So mostly dito, direct sub lang naman eh. Basta kailangan sure ka na ang formula na gagamitin mo is either parabolic or catenary. Kasi kung ang kailangan pala sa problem is parabolic, no? Pero catenary ang ginamit mo na formula, mamamali at mamamali ka. Pero mostly, problem dito sa mga cable is direct sub lang. Try natin yung number 21. Okay. So a pipeline crossing a river is suspended from a steel cable stretched between the posts 100 meters apart. The weight of the pipe and the cable is 15 kg per meter, assumed to be uniformly distributed horizontally. So nabasa niyo yung keyword, ano? Uniformly distributed horizontally. So matic, ang formula na gagamit ay parabolic cable. Pero pag walang nakasaad, no, naka-indicate sa problem na ganito, mag-L over T kayo para alam niyo yung formula na gagamitin. Okay? But since stated nga, so matic under siya ng parabolic cable. Okay. The allowed sag is 2 meters. Find the tension at post and the length of the steel cable required between posts. Okay. So, kunin natin yung given. So, yung 100 meters apart, yan yung tinatawag na yung length, ano? So, let's say ito yung dalawang support natin. Okay. So, yung cable natin, parabolic sag, so let's say ganyan. Yan. So, yung length, yung 100 meters apart, yan yung length natin. Ito yung L, which is 100 meters. Okay na to. The weight of the pipe and the cable is 15 kilogram per meter. So, kilogram per meter, yan yung weight na dahilan ng paglundo ng cable. Kilogram per meter, or yung omega. Assumed to be the allowed sag is 2 meters. Okay? So, yung allowed sag, so from fixed point, 100 meters. So from horizontal point hanggang dun sa pagkasag, yan yung letter D, which is 2 meters. Okay, so find the tension at the post and the length of steel cable required between posts. So tension at the post, yan yung T. Then length of steel cable, ano yung length of steel cable? Ano yung symbol natin? Symbol natin is length of the cable, capital S. Yung length ng ating cable. Okay? So, ang hinahanap dito is and yung S. Okay. So, formula ng T natin, square root of over 2 raised to 2 plus H squared. So, wala tayong given na H. Solve muna natin si H. So, formula based tayo. H is WL squared over 8. Or omega L squared over 8D. Okay. Omega natin is 15 kilograms per meter. Length natin is 100 meters based on sa ating diagram. Then 8 sag, allowed sag natin is 2 meters. Cancellation of units, so squared to. Yeah. Ang unit natin dito dapat ay kilogram. So 15, 100 squared over 16. Okay, so 9375. 9375 kilogram. Then kapag okay na yung H mo, makuha mo na si tension doon sa iyong parabolic cable, which is represented by Pythagorean theorem, square root of omega L over 2 squared plus H. Okay? So T, tension is equals to square root of omega L over 2 squared plus h squared. Okay, omega natin is 15, 15 kilogram. So, kahit di na natin isulat yung unit-wise naman natin. 15, L natin is 100. So, 15, 100 over 2 squared. H natin, nakuha natin kanina, which is 9375 squared. So, makuha natin si tension. So, 15 times 100 over 2 squared plus 9375 squared. Okay, 9404.95 kilogram. Check natin kung tama. Ay, hindi ko pala nalagay yung sagot, no? So, sa S na lang natin i-check kung tama yung sagot. Okay? So, length of cable is equals to L plus 80 squared over 3L minus 32 T raised to 4 over 5L raised to 3. May coding kami dito, medyo bastos, kaya hindi ko na sasabihin. Okay. Tama ba yung sinulat ko? L plus 80 squared over 3L. 32 days. Okay, tama. Kabisado ko pa kasi may coding kami dyan dati. Yan. Okay, so direct sub natin. L natin 100 times 2 squared. L natin is 100. Minus 32. D natin is 2 raised to 4 over 5, 100 raised to 3. Okay. 100 plus 8 times 4, 32, no? Over 300. Minus 32, 2 raised to 4 over 5 times 100 raised to 3. Okay, so 100.11 meters. So, tama si S, matik, tama din si tension. Okay. So, yun, number 21. So, next item, number 22. Determine the allowable spacing of poles designed to carry an aluminum cable weighing 0.03 kilogram per meter distributed horizontally. So, distributed horizontally, yan. So, under ulit siya ng parabolic cable. Pero yung number 21, pwede nyo siyang i-test, no? Yung L over D. Check na natin kung greater than 10 siya. Ito. 100 divide 2 is 50. So, greater than 10, matic, parabolic cable siya. Pwede nyo rin i-test, no? Kung nag-aalangan kayo. Okay. If the maximum tension at lowest point is 1 to 50 kilogram and allowable sag is 0.5 meters, assume factor of safety of 2. So, since distributed horizontally, parabolic cable ulit siya. Okay. Okay. So itong allowable spacing of poles, parang yung sinabi ko kanina, no? Spacing ng dalawang support or spacing ng dalawang kable, yan yung L natin. So yan yung hinahanap siya. Dalawang kable. Spacing ng dalawang poste, sorry. Yan. So ito siya. So ito, no? Yan yung hinahanap, yung L. Okay. To determine the allowable spacing of poles designed to carry an aluminum cable weighing 0.03 kg per meter. So yan yung ating omega. 0.03 kilogram per meters. Maximum tension at lowest point, anong symbol natin kapag nasa lowest point? Yung capital H. Tama? Maximum tension at lowest point. Ito na yung pinaka-lowest point niya. Okay, so H siya. So H natin is 1,250 kilogram. Then we have sag. Ang symbol natin ng sag is small d, which is 0.5. Then also meron tayong factor of safety of 2. Since, ayun nga, no, since meron tayong factor of safety, consider natin yan, no? Kung sa machine design, ano, kung ang, man tawag doon, kung ang objective mo is sirain yung iyong material, for example, magbubutas ka ng plate, no? Hindi mo gagamitin yung factor of safety. But since ang concern natin dito is design, ano, para magbuhat ng load. So gagamitin natin yung factor of safety. So hindi pa lagi ginagamit yung factor of safety, ha. Okay. Okay, sige. Solve na natin. So since magki-carry tayo ng load, consider natin yung factor of safety. Formula ng H natin, omega L squared over 8D. Okay, so meron tayong omega, meron tayong L, meron tayong D, so mostly direct sub lang to. Since meron tayong factor of safety, ang magiging formula natin is H over 2 or 8H over factor of safety is equals to WL squared over 8. So 1,250 kilogram over 2 is equals to 0.03 kilograms per meter. L natin, yan yung nawawala, 8 times 0.5 liters. Okay, so 1,250 over 2 is equals to 0.03 alpha x squared over 8 times 0.5. Okay, so 288.675. Okay, so next tayo. Ito na yung pinaka-last na topic. Yung last is catenary. Okay. So catenary, the cable is a catenary if the loading is uniformly distributed along the length of the cable and the span to sag ratio is lesser than or equal to 10. Okay? So ang keyword natin dito, in case na hindi given si L kasi T, ano, hindi mo siya matitest, is uniformly distributed along the length. Yung keyword natin sa isa, kapag parabolic cable, uniformly distributed horizontally. Pag catenary, uniformly distributed along the length. Okay? So yan yung keyword natin. So dito sa catenary natin, kung natin kanina is, di ba, yan yung ating length of cable. Ngayon, inahati na siya sa dalawa. Okay? So kapag catenary, always yung inahati sa dalawa or sa gitna. So yung X natin represent the half span. Okay? Kaya ang formula natin dito ng span is L is equals to 2X. Kasi yung span mo, hahatiin mo siya sa gitna. Since sinati mo sa gitna yung span, yung length ng cable mo, which is yung S, ay magiging dalawa din. No? So half length ang tawag dyan. Okay? Okay, so punta na tayo ng formula. Tension at the support is equal to omega times y. Tension at the lowest point, which is yung H, okay, is equals to omega times C. Then, yung span nga is equals to 2x. Okay? So, hindi to H, dapat tension yan. Yan. Okay, yan dapat siya. Okay. Okay. Then, last formula natin, half length of the cable, which is yung S ka natin, no? Yung half length. So, coding dito is Casio. So, squared mo lahat. C squared plus S squared is equals to Y squared since magpo-form siya ng right triangle. Yung X natin, yung half span, no? So, gagamitan mo siya ng ln. C ln X, quantity S plus Y over C. Okay? Yung C natin is yung minimum clearance, no? Doon sa ating ilalim ng sub. Then Y natin is yung distance from doon sa horizontal na length hanggang doon sa distance or minimum clearance. Okay? Kaya pag kinumpute mo yung value ng Y, minsan, pwede mong gamitin C, D plus C. Okay? Si minimum clearance plus yung sub. Ganun yung another formula for Y. But mathematically speaking, pwede tayong gumamit ng cosine hyperbolic. So Y is equals to C cosine hyperbolic of X over C. Then last formula is the half length of the cable, which is C sine hyperbolic of X over C. So, I hope okay na yan. Try natin i-solve yung last two problems. Okay, so number 23. So a cable weighing 150 Newton meter has a span of 180 meters and a sag of 45 meters. Find the maximum and the length of the cable. So test muna natin yung span and sag ratio. So 180 divide 45. So 4 ano? 4 is less than 10. Therefore, catenary ang formula na gagamitin natin. Okay. Okay. So, L natin is 180 meters. Meron tayong omega of 150 Newton meter. Span natin, 180. Then, meron tayong sag of 45 meters. Okay. So, ang hinanap dito is find the maximum tension. Ilan ba yung tension natin sa catenary? Dalawa, di ba? Ito, no? So, dalawa yung tension natin. Therefore, ang hinahanap dyan is 2T. Or kahit T na lang, no? Wala namang ano. Kilogram naman yan. So, same value lang naman yan. Okay. So, ang hinanap dito is T. Maximum tension and the length of the cable. Length of the cable is represented by S. Tama? Since dalawa yan, so kapag total, 2S. Okay? So T ang hinahanap and 2S. Total length of the cable. Okay. So, ang formula ng T natin, based on sa pinresent ko kanina, T is equals to omega times Y. Meron kang omega, pero wala kang Y. Okay? But sabi ko nga, para makuha mo si Y, no? Pwede mong i-add si T and also si C. So, Y is equals to D plus C. So, based yan sa diagram. Meron kang T, wala kang C. So, kunin mo muna si C. So, serve natin yan as equation number 1. Okay, check natin. Saan pwedeng makuha si C? Siguro dito sa S. Pero wala ka ng S, ano? So, siguro gawa ulit tayo ng another equation. Now, S is equals to C sine hyperbolic of x over C. X over C. So yung x based dito sa diagram, x is the half length of your span, ano? So kung given yung L, i-divide mo lang ng 2, makukuha mo si x. So given si L, ano? L is equals to 180 meters. Therefore, x is equals to 90 meters. Okay, so pwede mong i-rewrite yung equation number 2 mo as sine hyperbolic of 90 over C. So serve natin as equation number 2. Then, siguro pagsamahin natin sa equation number 1 and equation number 2. So therefore, we have y. Ano formula ng y natin? D plus C. Ay, hindi pa rin pala pwedeng pagsamahin. Ano? So, gawa ulit tayo ng another equation siguro. Equation number 3. So, hanap tayo ng formula na pwedeng gamitin. So, si x, wala ka ring s eh. So, two unknowns. Ito na lang siguro yung kasyo, no? C squared plus s squared is equals to y squared. Okay. So, C squared. So, write natin as is. S natin is sine hyperbolic of 90 over C. Okay? So, one variable pa lang yan. Is equals to y squared. Si y natin in terms of C. Y is equals to, meron kang t, which is 45 plus C. 45 plus C squared. Okay, so nalasan na natin ng one variable. So kapag ganyan, matic shift solve na yan. So alpha x squared plus hyperbolic of sine, press nyo yung hyperbolic, then press 1. Dapat angle nyo dito ay naka-degree. Okay, 90 over x. Okay. Then squared, kalimutan ko lagyan ng squared. Okay, is equals to 45 plus alpha x squared. Okay, so kapag nag-shift solve kayo, ano, dapat maglagay kayo ng positive value. Kasi ang lalabas dito ay dalawang value kasi naka-raise to 2 ka. So shift solve, lagay tayo, ano bang sagot dito? 207. Ano? Let's say 207 positive value. Oh, bakit? X squared plus sa tama ba yung formula ko ng S? Kulang ng C. C sine. Kailangan kasi may constant dito or parang may coefficient yung hyperbolic. Kaya siguro siya nag-error. Alpha x. Yan. So shift solve. Yun. 96.69. So makuha natin si value ng C. 69. So kapag nakuha mo na si C, pwede mo na makuha si Y, ano? So Y is equals to 45 plus C, which is 96.69. Y is equals to plus 45. 141.69. Okay, so nakuha mo na si Y, nakuha mo na si C. Ano pang kulang natin? Okay, pwede na natin substitute sa equation number 2. Makuha na natin si S. So direct sub na lang ito. So kunin muna natin si tension. Tension is omega times y. Omega natin is 150 Newton per meter. Y natin is 141.69. So, makancel si meters, makuha mo si tension ng iyong cable. So 150 times 141.69. Okay. 21,253. Tama ba? Okay. Tama naman. 21,253. 21,253.3. Unit natin is Newton. And from equation number 2, masasolve natin si half length of cable. So, 2S ang kailangan natin. Pagkakuha natin ng multiply natin by 2. Okay? C sine hyperbolic. Sine hyperbolic of 90 over C. Value ng C natin is 96.69. Sine hyperbolic of 90 over 96.69. Uh, 2S, multiply na natin by 96.69 sine hyperbolic of 90 over 96.69 then times 2. Okay, 207.40. So ito yung length ng ating cable, which is tama naman. Okay, so last item tayo, number 24. Sakto, no? 4 hours. Pero medyo mahaba talaga to. Okay, so 4 hours, sakto ang statics. So next meeting natin is on Friday na, no? Dynamics naman. Kung alam kung kasya ng, ano ba yun? Kung kasya siya ng 4 hours since medyo mahaba ang dynamics. Pero try natin pagkasyahin. Ano? Okay, so number 24. A uniform cable, 180 meters long, weighing 60 Newton per linear M, is suspended points on the same level. If the maximum tension in the cable is 9,000 Newton, determine the sag tension at the lowest point and the horizontal distance between support. So, tatlong hinahanap dyan. Kunin muna natin yung given. Meron tayong 180 meter long. So, hindi porket long, yan na yung span, ano? So, cable yan, ibig sabihin yan yung length ng cable. Pag malilit sa given. Meron tayong weight, omega, of 60 Newton per meters. Maximum tension in the cable, so capital T. Yung isang tension is H, yun yung tension at lowest point. Since maximum tension yan, matic T yan. Determine the sag. Symbol natin ng sag is small d. Determine the tension at lowest point. Yan yung nasabi kong H. And also the horizontal distance between support. Yan yung L, which is 2x. Tama? 2x. Okay. 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 So, gano'n lang din, ano? So, mostly, pinapaikot lang din yung formula dito. So, saan ba ang magandang approach nito? Okay. So, formula ng D, pwede natin makuha sa Y, ano? So, sulat natin yung formula ni Y. Y is equals to C cosine hyperbolic of X over C. C cosine hyperbolic of X over C. So check mo kung pwedeng i-direct sub. Wala kang C, wala kang X. Solve natin as equation number 1. Okay, so saan natin makukuha si Y? So, pwedeng gamitin yung tension and yung omega, ano. So, solving for Y. So, formula natin, E is equals to omega times Y. 9,000 is equals to omega natin is 60 Newton per meters times Y. Therefore, Y natin is, wala na po. Okay. Therefore, Y is equals to 9,000 divided 60. Okay, so 150 meters. Okay. Since sinolve na natin si Y, ano, solve na natin si yung Casio na formula, yung pwede natin gamitin. Solve natin si Y, meron tayong S, solve na natin si C. Okay, so dito ko na lang isulat yung 150 meter. Okay, so C squared, Casio, Casio. Okay. Okay, C squared plus value ng S natin, 180 divided 2 is 90. So 90 squared is equals to Y, which is 150. So square root of 150 squared minus 90. Okay, so 120, value ng C. So may C ka na. Check natin yung equation number 1. Meron ka ng C, meron ka ng Y. Masosolve mo na si X, then makukuha mo na si length ng span. From equation 1, we have 150 is equals to, yan yung Y, ano? Y is equals to C cosine hyperbolic X over C. Value ng C is 120 cosine hyperbolic of X over 120. Okay. Shift solve na lang to. 120 cosine hyperbolic of alpha X over 120. So 83.18. So makukuha mo na si L, ano, which is 2 times X. So 2 times 83.18 times 2. 166.36. So may sagot na tayong isa. So mostly chain problem kasi ito eh. Check natin kung tama. Yan, 166.36. So next na kukunin natin is yung sub na siguro. Okay. So from illustration again, tingin tayo. Meron T is equals to Y minus C. Y minus C. Y natin is 150. C natin is 120. Therefore, sag natin is 30 meters. Okay. Then last is the tension at lowest point. H. Okay. So H natin, formula is omega times C. Omega times C. Omega natin, 150, ano? Tama ba? 60. 60 Newton meter. So 60 Newton meter, C natin ay 120. So unit natin dito is Newton. 6 times 12, 72, 1, 2. Okay, 7,200. Okay, yun na. Tapos na tayo ng statics. So, yan yung coverage ng statics natin sa third exam. So, na-discuss ko na lahat. Yun na po problemahin ang statics sa review center. So, may tanong ba regarding on our discussion?
Sir, sisa niyo po sa GC yung mga sinod niyo po.
Okay, sige. Sisend ko na lang.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so next topic natin is dynamics. Ano? Marami ba kayo? Ilan ba yung sa TET? Ano? Sa 30 lang kayo, no? Sa integration 1. So, final exam natin is ito ha. Statics and dynamics. Walang choices. So, mano-mano. Magmo-moment. Okay. So, yeah. Attendance na tayo. Ng oras na. Diyan sa ulo. Sige, paki-open siguro yung camera. Attendance na. So, Friday na lang siguro, wag bukas kasi medyo masakit ulo ko ngayon. Meron kasing isang estudyante dyan, alas 3 nagchat ng ano. Anong, Diyos ko, ang hello, alas 3. Nangigising.
Lo.
Paki-open yung camera. Tapos si Katayong,